60 FNL direct messages.
All
So I
right.
guess you want to put
Okay,
those
so
in.
yeah, I'll pull it up here. So there we go.
Another thing too, Puerto Rock is
What's up?
the new Forza is launching incomplete.
Yeah, but that's because
The
Forza.
racing games is dog shit.
oh man,
Racing games. I
stop that
told you,
now.
man. Listen,
I'm
listen,
a racing
listen.
guy.
Yeah,
Hey man, they
but I don't see it as a Forza problem. I see it as just a racing genre problem. It's dog shit.
it's not.
It's dog
Oh
shit.
man,
You the J though, you know better. You're like, you know what? This is not the podcast to try to. Puerto Rico's gonna rip on. Yeah. I mean, because racing genre is
Puerto
dog
Rock
shit.
ain't been the same since he took his driver's ed test.
No,
Like,
shit, hell nah.
they-
You know, in New York, you have to take the test 5 times to pass. Fuck
I
this
know,
shit.
right?
Fuck this bullshit. This is dog shit. And I have to pay $100 every time? Man, screw the racing genre. This shit is dog shit.
No, I think the bigger topic is not even about the game. It goes kind of like in line with what you were saying. Developers
Application.
are throwing things out there, and they said that they'll fix it later, or they'll add other components that should have been in the game day one later, part of some other. It's like, come on, man.
I'm thinking, hey, I mean, listen, I think overall, and we'll talk about that too. But I think I'm gonna be honest. We could rag on Xbox, but it's just something in me is telling me the whole industry's doing this. Like
No,
they're
absolutely.
like
This is a new problem.
we
It's been going on.
like we accepted
Yes,
half-assness.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well, you know who kind of started first, and nobody will dare say anything.
oh.
Fucking Rockstar with Grand Theft Auto.
You know, technically they did test the waters because the multiplayer
Yep.
doesn't come out till like a month or two later,
Yep.
right? The PC version will come out till like a year later. You know, yeah, you're right. And
All
then
the microtransactions they
Micro-
made, but they made good on it years later, right?
Yeah.
But they were at the forefront of it where we didn't see the shit coming. Now everybody's trying to take that approach, and now our spidey senses. I mean, we detect bullshit along, a mile away,
Wait,
and so
you're saying GTA Online came out incomplete?
no, the game comes out
the
the
game
game
itself.
the game comes out incomplete because
The
you'll
game
get
itself.
stuff. Now, granted, it wasn't a lot, right? It's only like a month or two that you have to wait, but
Yeah.
the idea is implanted
still
already.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea was implanted.
yeah.
All you need is somebody else to overdo it now. You know what I'm saying? Like something, they could take that,
Now you got Redfall. Talking about in Halo.
We'll
yeah,
update
have
frames like 6 months later. Like what the
Yeah.
like what the fuck? Anyway, hey, welcome my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Is the only friend is YouTube Streets Puerto Rock 77. Welcome to episode. This one should be episode. I gotta update my shit, but this should be.
360.
This is Puerto Rock 360. I think this should be 246. So let me update that number. Because I didn't update it. So this is episode 246, I think, of the 60 Frames Don't Like show. We got, obviously, the crew up in here. We got some great topics. Let's do this intro, and then we'll shout out the chat. I haven't shout out the chat in a minute. I need to shout out the chat more often, because it's all about you guys. But let's start with the intros first. We got Call Me Jay up in here.
host.
What's going on? You grabbing hoes?
No, I'm saying that you're a terrible host. You don't take the chat, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you said you grabbing hoes. My man said I'm grabbing hoes.
Oh,
I heard. I think I heard. Why you heard? I heard that he's grabbing hoes.
Why? It's every Tuesday you're hurting. Like,
No.
what's going on?
Hey, Jada, what did you hear? I'm a terrible host, or he's grabbing hoes? What did you hear?
Hey, you said.
Oh,
The
man.
chat can tell you. I said terrible host.
I heard you grabbing hoes. My man said grab him by. He out here voting for Trump. He tried to grab him by the vagina. He out here grabbing him by the vagina. Oh, damn. He had his MAGA hat on. Oh shit, Jay. What's going on? Now, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, all good, man. I just got a Steam Deck. I'm testing it out.
Ooh, did you? You didn't
Yeah.
go. You didn't go for the what is it? The Rogue Aces, whatever that's called.
No, I'm good. That's way too much for
Yeah, the LR.
handheld.
What? How much does that shit cost?
The Steam Deck is 400, but the Ally is like 600.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
You have both, right? Of course, J-Dub have both. You got both, right?
yeah.
Which is the better piece of tech? Never mind the price, just tech wise. Which is the better handheld between the two?
The Ally Rogue. It's
Really?
It's more powerful. It's more superior. But the benefit of the Steam Deck is the fact that it's fucking made by Valve. And
Oh, so
the Steam is just built in. Now,
Okay.
granted, the Ally, you know, same thing. It's just like a PC.
It's just a
It has
PC,
Steam,
right?
It has the whole Steam Deck. It's the exact same. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just
You get
the
better
Ally has
performance?
newer tech, better, way better performance. You know, and all that stuff. The operating system, of course, one runs off of Windows and the other runs off of Linux.
Okay.
So you can get the full ray tracing and all that stuff on the.
Also, Steam Deck runs off of Linux.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that means
Valve.
So think of the Rogue Ally as a gaming laptop.
Yeah, I got it. It's a gaming laptop in a handheld. And Linux is unique because
the
it's
limitation. Absolutely.
You can still
don't
install
have the DirectX
SteamOS
12, ray tracing, all that stuff, the capability on the Steam Deck because of the operating system doesn't support that stuff. But at the end of the day, they're both similar in styles, a lot of the touch, and basically what it does. So I mean, you can't go wrong with either. But I think the Steam Deck is a little bit, you know, it's cheaper. You can, because there's 3 models. You can get the highest end model Steam Deck. I think is $649.
Oh, they really? I didn't know that. So there's different.
It's 512 gigs.
It's different level.
Oh, but how about performance?
Steam Deck.
No,
Is it?
There's only one level of performance for the Steam Deck.
Oh, okay, so
the Rogue Ally, you can select 3 different power modes: turbo mode, which is the highest 30-watt mode. Then you have your 15-watt mode, which is the same level as a Steam Deck, and then you have your 10-watt mode, which is like a low power state. But you can play the latest next generation games like Street Fighter and all that stuff on your Rogue Ally, running at a higher resolution and higher frames and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. So the Steam Deck
battery life is the same. Is the same on both. You're getting fucking 2 hours for next gen high AAA games. Of course, your indies you can stretch that to 4 or 5 hour depending. You know.
All right. So the game. So the gaming.
It's gonna be hard for. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, quick. So the gaming price for Steam Deck is just really storage.
Yes, it's just the different storage.
Right.
So the cheapest Steam Deck
gigs.
is, I believe, $399. Or they may have dropped the price to $349 or something like that.
They had a sale.
And it comes with only 64 gigs of memory, but it has a micro SD slot where you can pop a 1 gig micro SD slot in there and install your games on it, and it'll run just fine. And then they have a 256 gig model. I believe it's for what, $499, something like that. And then $499,
like
and then they have a
4.5,
512. Yeah, they have a 512 gig version of that. The Rogue Ally has a 1 gig SSD built in it, minimum. Yeah, 1 terabyte. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1 terabyte. Plus a micro SD slot where you can do what I did, just pop another 1 terabyte drive in there. Plus, I ended up upgrading my SSD in the Rogue Ally to a 2 terabyte SSD. Plus, I have a 1 terabyte micro SD in there, so that's 3 terabytes of storage and stuff. And I just like installing all of my Steam games, all of my GOG games, all of my Epic games, my Epic Store games. What else? And all my EA, my Ubisoft.
It's basically
Play.
like you said. It's a Windows tab, a Windows laptop, but in a handheld form. The Rogue Ally. Yeah. Something Jada mentioned though that one is Windows, one is Linux, but you can install Windows on the Steam Deck. You can install SteamOS on the Rogue Ally. So if you want to go full Linux or whatever, you can. And I didn't know about the Rogue Ally. You can upgrade the storage internally, which you can on the Steam Deck as well.
Okay.
So
yes.
If you try a Steam Deck and you're like, I wish, the Steam Deck is basically PlayStation 3 era, a little bit of PS4 era, and then backwards. The Rogue Ally is a little bit more modern because of the processor in it.
All right.
But
it's like almost 9 T-flops of GPU power
on the Rogue.
I think, on the Rogue Ally.
Holy shit!
And the
so you're telling me that shit's more powerful than Xbox Series S?
It is. It is. That's actually pretty sad. I said that when it first came out, but the cost for it.
You know what? No, listen. No. Listen, I gotta give you the Rogue Ally, cause no, listen. I gotta give it a Rogue Ally. I'm not even a handheld guy, but just the fact that I can use it and say I play games better than 60% of the Xbox games. You know how they say my console is more powerful than 70% of the PC gamers because PC gamers, most of them have whatever. I'm gonna do the same shit. Exactly. I'll be like, why am I playing the better version of games compared to 70% of the Xbox guys who play on it?
Yeah. We didn't say the Steam Deck. We didn't say the Steam Deck is
the Rogue. The Rogue. Yeah, the Rogue Ally. Oh man, it'll be a shame.
Catchy, bro.
It'll be a shame if you could play that game at 60 frames on the Rogue Ally. Oh,
listen.
Boy, don't get me started. I would do an unboxing. Right? Listen,
that's gonna happen.
J-Dub, you let me know if you're playing 60 frames. I'm doing an unboxing.
I'm gonna record the footage and send it to you. It's like you playing it. We're gonna be playing Steam. We're gonna be playing Starfield on it
at 60 frames.
I'm gonna record about 30 videos. Yeah, 60 frames. Oh man.
Oh man. And I'm gonna do it on the go. I can play 60 frames on the go. I'm gonna be video 60 frames on the bus, 60 frame on the boat, 60 frames on the aircraft carrier.
The really cool thing about these handhelds is that just like the Switch, you can just plug it. You can plug a USB-C to HDMI.
Yeah.
Put it up to
and put on a TV.
And,
boom.
Yeah. So. Like with the Steam Deck, if I go visit my girlfriend or my brother in the States, I can just take this and then plug it to a monitor and just play on a big screen.
Yeah. Quick question. Because Steam Deck is Linux and Rogue is Windows. Does that mean there's Windows? Does that mean there's more game options? Because obviously not every game is run on Linux, right? Like some games.
So Valve has something called Proton, which is just like a translation layer.
Okay.
So a lot of the games that you can play on the Steam Deck are not necessarily built for Linux. It's just the Proton layer translating that code.
Okay.
So they're continuously
it's emulation. It's basically like a
emulation.
Okay.
It basically looks at DirectX and it's like, let me translate this from English to Spanish, basically. So the Linux only speaks Spanish and Windows is English. So
got it.
Proton takes English. Hey, here's your aquí está español.
Okay. Got it.
So, all right. The only downside is
how's the performance though? Because of the translation,
it can get you do lose a little performance in the translation, but it's not enough to make anybody cry or anything like that.
No, that's not that. Because it is a handheld. It is a handheld. So at the end of the day, I mean, so you're not gonna treat it like a desktop.
It's a benefit because Elden Ring, when it came out, it ran better on the Valve Steam Deck or whatever than it did on an actual PC because of that Proton layer. It made the frame time more steadier, whereas on Windows it was all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you get to control, and the thing about both of the devices.
Oh yeah, I love that.
You get to use the VRS and the VRR and the technology like that. The huge advantage that the ROG Ally have is it has 120 hertz. Screen.
Oh, okay.
So when you're playing your games at 120 frames, of course you play.
What hurts? You're smooth, yeah.
Apex Legends and games like that. Of course, it's a lot smoother. Just like on the Steam Deck, you can, for example, if you want to save battery life or if you want to have your VRR on, you can lower the refresh rate of the actual screen to match your frames so you don't get any clipping. And so it's just a much smoother, and it's AMD technology, and it's a lot of the technology that are in these next generation consoles and stuff like that. The full RDNA 3 and stuff like that, so it's, it's good.
It's really,
I enjoy it.
Yep.
All right, so okay.
And to finish my intro, I just beat. I think it was yesterday. I beat Miles Morales.
Okay. Nice.
It felt just as long as the original one, even though people were complaining about the length of the game.
Okay.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, that was all
I was
cap.
hoping when Miles Morales got announced, I said I hope that even though we know the story's going to be a little shorter, I hope they had more side content, and unfortunately they really didn't. It was about the same as the PS4 version. I was hoping for more like side quests to do, and I already did all of them, and they were pretty simple and enjoyable. But I wish there was more.
Okay. All right. Cool. Hey, thanks. Good intro. So my boy E4 Extreme, enjoying winter.
What's up? Yes. Winter down under.
America.
My European brother.
He thought you were white. I lost. Yo, listen, I don't know what's going on here, but the moment they found out you were black, I lost 200 subscribers. Like, what kind of people? What kind of people? Listen, what kind of people I'm getting on this channel? Like, listen, this is like, yo, that's terrible, bro. Like, listen, what's going on here?
White person, actually.
I mean, this is terrible. Like, they thought you were Carton. They thought you were Carton from Bel Air. Like, oh man, what's going on? But that dude on Twitter, I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like that shit was funny. Even you were like, yo, even Extreme was like, what? How?
I'm confused.
Like, even you.
White?
I don't know.
What I say, man? From the motherland. What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I don't know. Do they expect black people to sound like Adabisi from the show Oz or something? Like, what's going on here? Like, bro.
Right?
Maybe it's just because I sound different.
I don't know, man.
It's like, wait, you sound more educated. You know, you're.
You know, that is terrible.
English quite well.
That is
English quite well.
No, listen.
Well
I'll be honest. That's annoying as fuck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, cause you know what they really mean, right? Like, there was time, like early in my career in the, in the Marines, whatever. This was like the late '90s, whatever, early 2000s. When I had to brief either the commanding officer or something like that, I would get certain people. They'd be like, "Wow, you did a good job of presenting. I didn't expect that from you."
Oh, you're articulate.
Yeah, you articulate very well.
What you think I'm supposed to be?
And I look at him like, boy, you lucky you senior to me, because I would fuck you up right now, bro. Like, yo, because I know what you meant. I know what I know what that means, bro. I know what that means, bro. I know what you meant.
Yep.
And you just say, sir, yes, sir.
I'll be like,
you just kept him.
I'll be like, roger that, sir. Oh boy, boy, but boy, if I see you in the projects, bro. If I see
you in the back alley.
No, but it wasn't the COs. It was like the boot ass lieutenants. Like, you know, like, whoa. I'll be like, all right.
Oh, you're so well spoken. Like, what the fuck I'm supposed to sound like?
Like, I'm like, you expect me to talk in Spanish? Like,
yeah.
Discipline. Spirit, like, I go back to boot camp. Spirit and discipline. Because Lord knows I'm a well on that ass right now. Spirit and discipline. Spirit and discipline. Yo. But yeah, yo. But anyway, man, Extreme, what's going on, bro, brother? How you been doing?
Hey, man, I've been doing good. Listen, I'm going to keep this nice and short, all right? Because we got to get you these topics.
Yeah, all right.
So I've been playing God of War. Sorry, been playing God of War. Finished it again.
Ooh.
So really loving that. And now I get to have like the alternative dialogue, because when you actually write the game, you can go to many places with either Atreus or
and get alternate
I would say, in order to not spoil it for people. So yeah, so you can have alternate dialogue now. So I'm going to go and explore that side of things. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. What else have I been playing? Oh, Returnal. I played Returnal. Oh, my God, so fantastic.
Did I inspire you?
No. Actually, it was the day before.
Man, just lie, man. Just lie. Just lie and say yeah. Just lie and say make me feel good, bro. I'm trying to inspire people. Just, bro. Just hook a brother up, bro. Just be like, yes, Puerto Rock, you inspired me. There's a lot of frauds on the street that they don't like movie games, but then they don't like Returnal either. Let's go after them. I'm done with the bullshit.
The thing is, I feel like I inspired you, because I play 40 for 4 or 5 hours, then you make a video, I watch it, I'm like, yep, spiritual connection right there. Telepathy.
Bro, man, all right, it's good to hear that. And then, of course, we got J-Dub. You know, he's out here, you know, playing dog shit racing games. He's crying over Forza. He's getting missing modes again. But what do you expect from Xbox? Not only is racing games trash, but now you can't even get complete trash. Like, what the hell? What happened, bro?
That's exactly how I feel about Starfield.
First feel reneged on the VR, right? I thought I was gonna get my full blown VR experience on the world's most powerful console.
High fidelity VR. High fidelity VR. But we know the truth behind that. We have the truth. Now we know the truth behind that.
True high
we know.
We know the truth.
Neither of those consoles would have been able to.
No, is that so? Man, I think I covered it on a video, but so I put 2 and 2 together, and I think I made a video. I did make a video of it, but I'll just get it short. The reason why he said that was because he knew about the PlayStation 4 Pro. So if you remember, like one of the FTC trial was crap anyway, but there was a few interesting things. One of them was Sony saying
that came out of it.
Yeah, that came out of it. One of the interesting was Sony saying that if Activision gets bought by Microsoft, right, they can no longer provide them with console data, right?
Yep.
Obviously, right, because of research and design.
Dev kits.
Dev kits. No, well, they'll give them dev kits, but only when it's done. They're not going to be part of the development, right? With the secret tools and all that. Yeah. They're not going to be part of that group. They're just going to get dev kits to make the games like any other third party, but they're not going to be part of the secret society that helps formulate a PlayStation, right? But what was interesting, and nobody caught this, they said this was a lesson they learned from Mohang and Minecraft. And I was Mohang, and I'm thinking, what do you mean? I'm thinking, lesson learned. Like, what do you mean lesson learned? I'm thinking, but Microsoft bought Mohang. That's how I thought it was Mohang.
It's Mojang.
Is Mojang?
See my name Jay?
Yeah, is Mojang?
Yeah.
Is Mojang?
Mojang.
Is Mojang?
Yeah, you're saying Mohon over here in Spain.
Mohong. I'm saying Mohong. Well, now it's Mohong because Microsoft owns them. But no, so I'm thinking Mojang. So I'm thinking, what do you mean lesson learned? So I'm thinking, all right, let me do a little research because for some reason that caught my interest. I'm like, stood out. Like Sony's saying, we got. It sounds like to me, Sony was saying we got screwed by this. We're not doing that again, right? That's what it sounded like to me. Mm-hmm. Like when you hear a person say a lesson learned, that means something happened and you're not gonna make that mistake again. So I'm thinking lesson learned. So I'm like, but wait a minute. Mojang was bought in 2014. The PS4 was already out. It's been out for a year already. So it's not like they got PS4 secrets. It's already been out. So like what? Mm-hmm. So what did Microsoft get by when they acquired Mojang, right? That Sony's like, yo, this is bullshit. And I'm telling you, Microsoft learned Sony was making the PS4 Pro. Because think about it. They hit every wicket above the PS4 Pro right down to that statement. Like, for example, Microsoft didn't even have a VR headset at all. They were not planning that. So why would Phil say true high-fidelity VR? Bro, you never mentioned VR gaming. You still haven't done it. So why would you make that a selling point? Is because he saw all the documents that was provided to Mojang. I didn't even know Mojang would get it.
That he bought.
Yes. So now he got all the secrets. He's like, holy shit. Sony's about to make a Pro? Oh, fuck that. We got to make up. Yep. And they hit every wicket. It ended up being more powerful. He advertised it as true high-fidelity VR, which they never had any plans for VR. So why would you even say that? He said it because the Pro was being designed to make their VR better. He knew everything. And Sony's probably like, motherfucker, bro. Like, this motherfucker, bro. That's what happened. In my opinion, the reason why the Xbox One X didn't get support, there was no games that really took advantage of it, didn't do high-fidelity VR, is because there was never meant to be an Xbox One X. That was never a plan. It wasn't until Microsoft bought Mojang that they realized Sony's coming out with a Pro, we got to come out with a One X. To me, that's what happened. That One X shit was never their idea. They learned what Sony was, and that's why theirs came out a year later, because they were behind the times. And they hit every wicket above the PS4 Pro. Everything. When you look at the two, it was better across the board. More teraflops, supports true 4K textures, and supports high-fidelity VR. Literally every selling point of the Pro, they hit on the nail. That is bullshit. There's no way they got information from Mojang, and Sony was like, motherfucker, bro. These motherfuckers got all the info about the potential of the Pro, and they just one-upped them across the board. And I'm thinking, no wonder Microsoft released, product-wise, the best across the board. Phil Spencer advertised high-fidelity VR, even though they had nothing VR in the works, but they still advertised it because that's what Sony was advertising. But they didn't have no software because that was never in the works to begin with. I was like,
they took that video down and made it private, right?
Yeah. Oh, what the? Oh, yeah.
I still got it.
Yeah. You gotta keep that receipt.
I keep all that shit.
All right, brother. So what you playing? Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What you said right now, P-Rock, is their new launch, the Series consoles.
Yeah.
Like, you see the Series S is a lot weaker than even the One X, which doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
And then we learned from Digital Foundry them saying that Microsoft treated the S as the main console.
That was the main console. Right? And the X is the mid-gen refresh now,
So,
which doesn't
now
make
that they don't
sense.
have
That makes no
info,
sense.
Now they don't have info on a potential PS5 Pro, right? Like
Yeah.
they did with
They don't know
the-
nothing.
They're like,
No, that got leaked.
No, I'm saying-
that got leaked in the documents that
What got
Microsoft
leaked?
said that that Sony's working on the PS5 Pro.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it's incoming.
Right.
They said that in the documents.
But they don't have the tech behind it. They don't know.
Right.
Yeah, they
So
don't,
I
yeah.
think that they tried to jump the gun and be like, let's release the X as well right now because we know for sure it's gonna be the best of the best, and it turned out to be just
End
the
up
PS5,
dog
PS5,
shit.
I mean.
End up being dog shit.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, and I don't know because I mean I guess that's why most of us were very puzzled on the fact that on paper wise, the Series X is supposed to be shitting on the PS5.
Easily.
But
Just-
in
just quickly,
real
just-
world
just
performance,
quickly.
the PS5 is
It's
shitting on the Series X.
it's yeah.
And it's I mean,
Just a quick-
think
I mean overall,
Just need to be-
just overall.
Guys,
Hold up real quick.
Yeah.
Overall
we
though,
will.
like the performance, in order to truly notice it, you need Digital Foundry.
Yep.
So that's so even if you want to argue nuances, it's irrelevant unless the gamer could simply sit down and just straight up looking at it, and that's what counts. None of that matters. If you have to freeze a frame, you lost.
Yeah.
If you have to zoom freeze or you need somebody else to tell you, because remember the best key thing was Hogwarts Legacy. Notice nobody talked about which version was better. It wasn't until like 3 months later when Digital Foundry decided to make a review, that's when everybody noticed which version.
Because they say they didn't want to do it.
You can't
because
tell.
of the whole
Yeah.
topic that was going
And
on.
and at that point nobody really knew which version was truly better because they both look great. And that's all that's needed for PlayStation. So that right there tells that, you know, they got the tie. What's up? What are you gonna say, Extreme?
Yo, I was just going to say
Can
the
you
chat
turn the
is
stream
saying
up
that,
a little
Call Me
bit? The
Jay-
chat is saying he's super low.
All right, hold on.
Wait, I'm low? I thought they were saying that Call Me Jay is low.
Who's
No,
low?
you-
Okay, I'll be
you're
louder.
No. We gotta be careful. Jay's Puerto Rican. He could get crazy.
Hey, brother.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Stream.
No, that's all. I was just wanted to interrupt you quickly, say that, you know, the voices need to be heard. So that was all.
All right, got it.
Keep going.
All right, here we go. All right, so what game you playing? So
Redfall. He's playing Redfall.
he playing Redfall.
Final Fantasy.
It says
Come
we're
on,
all
man.
over.
Final Fantasy 16, of course. That Synapse and what else? I was playing something earlier on my Rogue Ally. Can't remember. No, I was playing finishing Diablo on the Rogue Ally, and on my PC, I was playing Anyos 1800.
All right. Damn.
Real
This
time
guy's
strategy
killing.
game.
All right, chat. Hey, Matt Joe, chat. How now? I boosted up some sound.
What's up, chat?
Missy, Matt,
Testing,
you're right.
testing.
J Dub is really extremely. Damn, I hear him good too, though. This is weird.
I know this.
P Rock is late tonight. How about now? Is
Testing 1 2 3. Can you guys hear us? Testing
Let
1
me-
2
let me
3.
We just need like an audio, like, you know, just a little bit of noise so that people can know. Hopefully the thing is...
Sounds
this
good.
was just
Hey
the intro,
Mary,
guys.
Mary, how do we
Just the
sound
Mary,
now?
how we sound now?
So from what I heard, Jada, myself, and Extreme, we sound about the same. You are the one that sounds really loud. So turn your
Matt,
turn your
Matt
mic
I'm
down
loud?
to OBS a little bit.
I'm loud.
J-Dub is fine.
Who said
They
I'm the
say
one?
they sound better now. They say we sound better now.
Okay, you go. Okay, you sound good,
They
guys.
fine. Okay, everything is fine now.
All
Okay,
right.
we good.
I'm just saying, if I'm the loudest, I'm supposed to be the loudest. I'm straight up Boricua on the podcast. We loud. We loud as fuck. Nah, I'm like
Grand opening.
grand opening. Oh, that's the greatest. Yo, that is the best. That is the best intro because you either hate it or you love it, but you're gonna talk about it. You are absolute
I remember the day when you came up with
Oh,
that. We were doing some kind of podcast,
Yeah.
and you were making fun of somebody. I couldn't remember who it was. That shit was so funny.
Oh shit.
Man.
Oh shit, that's funny. Yeah, I forgot who it was, man. Oh my god, I made that grand
somebody
opening,
podcast.
grand closing. I'm making more money than I ever did. Yo,
I think it was an argument. You know when what's this guy's name? Next Gen used to do arguments.
Oh yeah,
host them. I think it was that.
It was during them. Oh man, it was a good day. It was on this. It was on his podcast. I just couldn't remember, but that was funny. Yeah. All right, we got Yash with the super chat. He says, "Wouldn't Sony know about Xbox specs because of MLB? No, because one, this is a new thing, but
once the consoles are already out in the wild.
All right, so let me explain. So let me explain. So the whole Activision, Sony's not gonna trust them. What they're talking about is research and design. So both Microsoft and Sony trust certain third-party partners, the biggest ones really, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, maybe Capcom, certain Rockstar, Take-Two definitely, and they are part of their development process for the dev kit. So they'd be like, what do you want? What are the things? What are the tools? Hey, we put the secret sauce. What do you think about it? Should we fix, So they're part of the building part. Activision will no longer be part of that group. So now Activision is just Gen Pop. So when the dev kit's done, that's when they're going to give them the dev kits. Activision will have no say. They're not going to know the little secret trades or suggestions. They're not part of the special club no more. EA, I would imagine Take-Two, maybe CD Projekt Red, whoever Sony says, hey, third party, you guys are my little crew, help us research and design the future technologies. Activision, hey, you gotta go because you're with Microsoft. And that's it. Now, once the dev kits and everything's finalized, they're gonna get a dev kit. Everybody gets a dev kit. Anybody who wants to make a game for PlayStation, here you go. But that's not the same as being integral to the technologies and stuff like that. And what Sony's trying to prevent is Activision be like, oh yeah, that's some great technology. Hey yo, Phil, we gotta tell you something. Yo, that SSD's coming, dog. They don't want Microsoft to know any advantages and stuff like that Microsoft can match or even surpass. If that makes sense.
Yeah, think about it. Yeah. There's a reason why Sony, with a lot of these close partnership developers like Square Enix, they send their hardware development teams over to the different studios to help them and give them better insight on what the hardware is capable of, how easy it is to do this or that, or whatever issues that they've been having. Right. A lot of the technology is proprietary, like the 3D audio solution that they got, the DualSense haptic feedback, all of that is proprietary that Sony don't want. Of course, we already know Phil Spencer said he'd like to have that technology in the Xbox controller, and they're going to try to work on that, but they're going to have to find their own solution for that. They won't be able to steal Sony's patent-pended, technology to be able to do that. So.
Oh shit, we got TZ the GOAT up here.
TZ.
He Team Expert. Hey, TZ. Hold up. We're going to give you a special invite. If you want to jump in, we need an Xbox dude to balance this out.
Yes, sir.
All guys are welcome on the 60 Frames No Lag. You let me know. Hit me up in the DM if you're down. It's just through the Discord. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. We can't listen. I believe in First Amendment rights. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets a say on this show. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. It'll be very interesting on your take on the whole, final deal and all this stuff right here. All right? Give us your input and stuff like that. We know you're all about the spaces, which is crazy. I don't know how you guys do it, because that shit is madness. Spaces is madness. I'm busy with the fam. Stop lying, TZ. You probably about to boot up a space right now on Twitter. Now I'm playing. But shout out.
Doing his laundry.
But shout out TZ. Yeah, we gotta get you on the show if you're willing to. But anyway, so hey, let me shout out the chat. All right, up in here. We got a lot of people. I just want to do that because I haven't done this in a while, man. So what we got? I'm scrolling to the top, as furthest top as I can. SSJ, what's up, my brother? Captain Crunch, Mary Wilcox, The Truth 49, Sergeant is up in here. Brian East, what's going on? Doo-Wop, Veja, X-Hawk, Danny Stab, always been around, appreciate it. We got Neil Agosto up in here, going down the line. Braxton Bow, what's going on? I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. And I see Emmanuel, E4 Extreme. Who else we got? Swag. He says Emmanuel.
Month 45 was good.
You know what I'm saying? You see? Swag bag. Oh man. Okay. Who else we got? Who else we got? It's going down. Struggle boxing. Okay. I hope you ain't struggling in the ring, bro. You know, keep your guard up. We got Mad Joe up in here. Who else we got down here? Zero Steel. Going down the line. That's Missy. Yo, what's going on? Thank you. Yeah, what's going on, my brother? Yes, appreciate everybody here. JC 2013. He said, just wait for Spider-Man 2. Man, we can't wait, bro. We got Yinko Zero. Yinko Zero, what's up? Welcome aboard. We got from F.A. Brizzle. Smoothie Movie. Hey, he was the dude that thought you were white. Extreme. Smoothie Movie.
Oh shit. Oh, that was him.
Yeah. Oh, he even did a super chat.
Man.
He said Extreme.
You did me dirty.
He said Extreme. What's he even? He's a super chat for Smoothie Movie. He said Extreme. What's good, my black brother? Hashtag my bad.
Always been black. Oh, you know what? That just happened last week.
He said, "Who's this Scottish brother?"
He said, "Who's this Queen's Guard talking on the podcast? Royal family sounding ass." He's like,
man.
Why is he speaking the Queen's English?
He said, "You speaking the Queen's English?" He said, "Who's this royal bloodline on the podcast?" Gamer Boy 83, what's up? Vedra, what's going on? He's always around, dropping that knowledge. Nemicon, what's going on? I read the name first before I say it because some of these guys try to catch me slipping. Ryan Landis, what's going on? We got Nix, what's going on? AC and a channel member, what's going on? Retro Gamer 89, his message was deleted. He probably said some slick shit, but I'll shout out the name. Dr. Martin Van Nostrand. Welcome aboard, Doctor. Here we go. Who else we got? Retro Gamer 89. Another message deleted. Damn, Retro. Better calm yourself down. I don't know what you're saying. Mr. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Who else we got up here? Going down. Guap. He said Minecraft VR is still exclusive to PSVR. Oh shit. How we got Xbox exclusives on our shit? That's crazy. That shit is wild. Captain Crunch is up here. Thank you so much for showing up. Truly appreciate it. Going down the list. Hit Andre Clay. He says the only thing ponies are playing is Twitter. Nah, we playing with your emotion. We're playing with their emotions. I play with your emotions. J-Row49, what's up? You know what's going on? You know I'm always fashionably late. That's just how it is. Who else we got? Gaming since '88. They said we sound better now. All right, no doubt. And man, we got a nice crew. Who else we got up in here?
My brother, the troublemaker himself.
Mac is here. Mac up here. That's what I'm talking about. We got Ashton Jack Fanny. Yo, you know Mac is pissed off because PlayStation 6 still got Call of Duty. Man, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to wait till the PlayStation 7 gen to say Xbox is exclusive to Call of Duty is exclusive. God damn, Mac. Damn, Mac. You're gonna have to wait 8-10 more years before you can brag about, Call of Duty exclusivity. Gaming Groundhouse Jazz. What's up? What grinds his gears? More money. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, everything's going crazy up here. Mass Produce. Damn. Wolfgang, what's going on? Miami Sunrise. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in Florida soon when I retire. True Virgil. I heard you're kicking out all the Mexicans, though. Who's going to build the houses? What's going on over there, man? I need a new house. Jack Knight. Oh, shit. Muck 45. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hit the like button. The real YT Shadow. Wait a minute. That sounds suspect, bro. What's going on?
The White Shadow, yeah, that's what it is.
That's it, the White Shadow. Okay,
that's what it is.
I'm just saying. No. That's nah. YouTube, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. The real YouTube Shadow. White T. No, I'm playing. The White Shadow. Right. Oh shit. What else we got? Okay, and my man, everybody laughing up here, man. We're having a good time. Where we go? Fred Vance, shout out to you. Mac City up in here. Where else we go? TLOU2 headed back to NYC. Oh, hell nah, dog. I seen the subways. Hell nah. The bums is living. That's housing projects for the bums. Can't do it, bro. And there's too many taxes. I need to live in a state free. I gotta be like J-Dub.
Texas, brother.
Texas.
Brother.
Nah, I can't go to Texas though, man, because then I have to walk around with my birth certificate. I don't want to be. I can't be doing that, man. Nah, man, they're gonna be looking at me. They're gonna be like,
they just listen.
Man,
they just play that. Play that for the optics.
Man, nah. You ain't fooling me.
90% of the people here in Texas ain't even from America. Come on, man.
He ain't fooling me. They're gonna be like, "You got your papers, boy?" I'm gonna be like, "God, man." Like, bro, do I sound like I'm from Mexico?
Did you ever see that fence on the border of Texas that they never finished? That's why we ain't never finishing that shit. Them the homies. That's family. We ain't closing the door.
Yo, you gotta get the Tex-Mex, man. The food's too good.
When the camera's on, though, we these motherfuckers over here talk a lot of shit, but other than that, nah.
Yeah, y'all don't want to eat Taco Bell. You be like, bullshit.
Fact.
Gotta get that Tex-Mex.
No, here's the thing.
What's up?
Texas is so huge. Texas is so rich. It's impossible to try to close borders, to try to do. That's just what it is.
It's too big.
Part of our economy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get on TV and lie, and when I say we, I mean the state representative.
No. You part of it. You 1%. Stop lying. You know you be Jay. He been partake. He provides funds to his representatives. You know, he has direct access. He has them on their phone and shit. He has Governor. Who's your governor? Governor, what's his name again?
Greg Abbott.
Yeah, you got Governor Abbott on your phone, speed dial. You call him Greg. You don't even call him. Yeah, yo, Greg. What we doing here, Greg?
Just because his campaign was ran at my house don't mean nothing, brother. Come on, man. Start me out.
You see J Dub with a PlayStation T-shirt. Be like, "Hey, block the deal." Telling Greg to block the deal. You know what I'm saying? He trying to tell Greg to block the deal. Oh snap! Anyway, shout out to the chat. Sam Walton too, man. Everybody, I'm glad you guys are here. Let's start with a little light chat because Extreme wants to address something. You know, he's a big Apple fan. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more of an Apple fan than PlayStation fan. Like, you don't talk bad. I one day made one criticism in the Discord. He cursed me the fuck out. So, hey, Apple is out of bounds. Leave it alone. Just leave Samsung fanboys. Don't even start. He will find you. So what's going on? What you trying to preach? I got it up on the screen. Here, let me read this. Let me see. Now keep in mind, you know, the words that Extreme's about to say does not represent 60 frames lag or Puerto Rock or anybody. You know what I'm saying?
The disclaimer
this is a disclaimer. Hey, I don't know what you're about to say. This is off the cuff. This was not part of the playbook. But hey, but listen. I respect you, panel members. If this is what you want to talk about, we're gonna do it. Do it. So let's see. It says right here. Breaking. CEO Bob Iger. How you pronounce his name? Iger. IG.
Yeah, that's it.
Bob Iger. All right, considering selling streaming services and other assets, may even try to sell entire Disney company. The Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger is looking to sell some of the company's TV and streaming assets and may even be considering selling the entire company. Bloomberg reported on a potential sales referencing Iger's now infamous Squawk Box interview. The interview conducted by David Faber was held at a media conference in Sun Valley, Idaho, and Iger's comments about the writers and actors strike have gone viral. But during the interview, he also agreed with Faber that ABC and its local stations may not be core to the Walt Disney Company. Faber speculated about a possible sale, and Iger said, "We have to be open-minded and objective about the future of those businesses." Bloomberg says, with cable TV on the decline, Iger wants to sell most of Disney TV's assets, mainly ABC, Freeform, and FX. I didn't even know Disney owned Freeform. Like, how much shit do they own?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but all right. Golly, Disney streaming services have been losing money and subscribers. And listen, I love Disney Plus because I get to watch Marvel shit over and over and over. So, but this is crazy. Disney lost 4 million subscribers last quarter. Streaming is expected to have hit a total loss of 800 million in the third quarter. Bro, 800 million is what Sony makes a Call of Duty in a whole year. They lost that shit in a quarter? Hey, 3 yo. 3 months.
3 months.
Hey, yo. According to Bloomberg, Iger wants to completely sell or restructure Disney's TV and streaming business in India. Oh, this is India, though. Let's see. This is actually where Disney Plus had the biggest losses. Disney Plus Hotstar, the region's version of Disney Plus, lost streaming rights to Indian Premier League cricket matches, leading to the service losing 3.8 million subscribers in quarter one and 4.6 million subscribers in quarter two. Boy, India must love the world loves soccer. And yes, Extreme, it's soccer.
It's fucking football.
It's soccer.
Have some respect.
Soccer. Okay. Listen. When your GDP.
You don't even kick the ball.
Listen.
Like, what kind of dumbass are you guys?
Listen.
Like, you don't even kick it.
You do kick it. That's how
you literally don't kick it.
You do kick it.
You
wrong. No. You do.
Listen.
No, wrong. You are wrong.
Okay?
You are absolutely wrong.
That's what you guys do.
No, you are wrong. Because listen,
that's like literally.
Listen, you are wrong. You are wrong.
You pass it backwards.
Listen.
Like how backwards
you are wrong because in order to start a football game, you have to kick it. That's why we call it football because that's how you started. That's it.
So you guys are so surface level. You're like, well, we kick it first.
Listen. So that's it. Football. Boom. Easy. That's how we do it. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, we don't have the education you guys have, so we simplify it. Listen, right? Listen, soccer is nothing more than watching a marathon. Without the scoring. It's like, it takes you 10 miles to score one goal. Like, holy cow. Just run a marathon.
Football.
Just listen. Just run a marathon.
Playing chess.
All right? It's soccer.
It takes a lot of preparation.
It ain't no preparation. You run 10 miles.
It takes a lot of preparation.
And you finally score one goal. Who the hell watches a game for 2 hours and the score ends in a tie and you celebrate?
It's 90 minutes. It's thrilling. It's exciting. We don't need the bombastic. We don't need the Michael Bay of potatoes, okay? That's what you guys should call it.
Like, oh man, it's so annoying. I cannot watch this. I tried, man. I tried watching soccer.
Wait, you actually don't enjoy football? Like
no, I love football.
Not your thing, not your little thing. Like, come on, don't be cute. What I'm saying is real football.
Listen. At least in American football, let's say the game is scoring low, right? But at least somebody gets popped. Like, ooh, that's
have you ever been tackled?
Ooh, okay, wow.
Like
football?
You know when people are like, oh, he gets hit a little bit. Oh, he's on the floor. You ever been tackled by someone? You know how much that hurts?
Yeah. Oh yeah, in football. Yes, I have. In American football, it fucking sucks. I fractured my tibia. It
you
sucks
guys
ass.
Armor. Like you guys are you're so cowardly.
Listen,
like you're like,
bro,
we can tackle you.
No.
We're gonna give you some fucking Kevlar suit.
No, but think about it, right? Because Americans think that because we have this body thing that we're safe. Oh, nothing's gonna happen to us. So let me run at full goddamn speed into your head because we're safe.
You know what?
You're not safe.
You know what's funny? And I hate to invoke this. Okay, I hate to invoke this because I hate the AFL, which is Australian football. I think it's disgusting. It's so bad. But at least over there, they do everything you do without your cute little armor pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't wear costumes.
What do they do? What do they do? AFL, wait.
He's from rugby.
Rugby?
You go look up AFL, which is Australian Football League. Okay, terrible game. Don't watch it.
Is it rugby?
But they do everything that you do in your American hot potato game.
Is it rugby?
They don't wear little costumes.
Is it rugby?
No, not rugby. It's disgusting. It's terrible.
Oh, it's actual. It's actual.
There's Australians in the chat.
It's
actually gonna hit me because
it's actual American football.
No. It's like if you combined like your hot potato game, but you made it lamer, and then you made
it's rugby. Cricket. You're talking about rugby.
Like it's rugby.
No, it's not rugby.
It's rugby.
It's a different game. It's trust me.
Like what the hell are you talking? Like so, it's not American football. It's not rugby.
It's not American football. It's not actual football, and it's not
rugby
either.
What the fuck? What abomination? What abomination? What abomination did you create?
So bad. It's so bad.
I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up.
Approve of it.
All right,
but
I'm gonna look it up. Now I gotta know what the hell. All right. Anyway, to keep going. Iger does plan to hold on to Hulu, and Disney will launch a combined app for Hulu and Disney Plus later this year. That's interesting because I got Hulu also. The streaming service will still have their own separate apps. What? Wait, let me read that again. Iger does plan to hold on to Hulu, and Disney will launch a combined app for Hulu and Disney Plus later this year. The streaming services will still have their own separate apps, at least for now. Disney will more likely have to buy Comcast's 33% stake in Hulu in 2024. Wells Fargo's analyst Steve Cahall says selling Disney's TV networks could get them about $1 billion, which could help offset the cost of the last third. Potential buyers will be financial entities like private equity firms. Iger wants to hang on to ESPN, but are looking for a partner for the sports network. Potential partners could include sports companies and Apple. Speaking of Apple, there have been rumors since Iger's return last November that he will sell all of Disney to the tech company. At the time, Iger called these rumors nothing more than speculation, but the sale seems to still be a possibility. Ooh. Ooh, all right. So Extreme, what you want to bring up?
Yo, listen, guys. Over here we have educated conversations. As you could tell from our little outburst before.
From his accent.
We have educated conversation. So listen. When people say that Game Pass and subscription services are the Netflix of gaming, it does behoove us to then pay attention to what is going on in the streaming subscription services. And as you can see there, it is the Wild West, okay? Even the richest companies in the world are still trying to figure it out. So take what you will from this. I'm not going to tell you what you think, but I'm going to tell you this. It is a difficult thing to make streaming subscriptions work, okay? Even when you are the richest companies in the world. So please stop asking Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo to go ahead and follow Xbox down this path, because it is fraught with folly, okay? It is a difficult way to live, and it doesn't benefit the consumers, okay? Because one of the biggest reasons that they keep losing millions of subscribers and hundreds of millions of dollars per year, per quarter, is simply that people have brand dilution, okay? The first thing is brand dilution, and the second thing is that subscription service devalue the product, okay? Because this is not in this article, but it has been proven through research that if you release a film or a film directly on streaming services, audiences value it less than if you first release it on theaters and then use the waterfall method to then release it on streaming services later. So that is why you're going to see a lot of movies from Apple, from Disney, from other publishers that will first go into theaters, get their premium price, make the money back, and then be subsequently released onto streaming platforms.
Yeah. You saw HBO.
If that sounds familiar to you?
No, you brought a good point.
Familiar to you? It should. If you're going to call it the Netflix of gaming and everything, then pay attention to that side of the world, and also understand that it isn't this mecca. It isn't this like amazing walled garden where you just get to like have everything for free at the exact same quality and nothing ever goes down. And these companies just subsidize your entertainment forever, indefinitely, just because they feel like it. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Very well. All right. Let me get
Speaking of shows, he mentioned Apple TV. Did you guys watch the show called Severance?
No.
Nope.
Yep.
I don't have Apple. I think I have Apple TV. I just didn't watch it yet. I think I got it because of my phone plan.
That's definitely the future.
What's it about?
That show. It's like
they sever the tides between your work side and your personal life side.
Yeah.
They what? They do what?
So when you're at work, you don't remember anything at home, and then when you go home, you don't remember anything at work.
Yeah, it's a company that employs certain people, and they give them a contract to say, "Hey, you want to work on our super secret department?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So they sign a waiver or whatever to put a chip on their brains that when they go down an elevator, there's a little thing that
wipes your memory.
No, it's basically like the brain is separated in two, basically.
Blocks,
so
yeah.
When you go down, boom, you become a different person. You're still you. You remember everything beforehand, but you're still you. So you know your name, you know where you were born and whatnot. And then when you come up, you don't remember anything you did down there. You know? So it's very psychological.
Ooh,
it's fucking fantastic, dude.
I like that.
Trust me, dude. Just get a trial for Apple Music.
No, I got Apple. No, I got Apple TV. It's part of my I think T-Mobile or one of my subscriptions. Something like that. All right.
Bro.
All right.
It's really good.
Okay. We got Yash.
Oh, by the way, what's it? Jaybari is in here.
Oh, Jaybari. All right, let me do the super chat. I gotta get my brother Bari, baby. What's going on? But let me do the super chat real quick. We got Yash up in here. He said, Xbox guy here, but enjoy your content, keeping up the good work. Appreciate the fact you keep it real. See, that's a true Xbox dude. You see, the true Xbox dudes, unlike Mac, right? Because Mac likes to cap. He's just capping. That's his exclusive that he loves about Xbox. He caps.
He got a cap.
He got a cap.
Sewed into his head.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? He has like somebody from Asia on top of his head, like making a fresh printed cap, like right on his head. They're making it. They're making the cap right off. That's how fresh his cap is, right? But Yash, that is someone who seeks knowledge. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to Yash. Thank you so much for rocking. And of course, Mac. Oh, Mac got to get his 2 cents in, right? Shout out to Mac. He said Disney thought the pandemic was the new gold rush. time to fire Jim Ryan. Wait, how does Jim Ryan get him away? He said, yo, my man said time. He said time to hashtag fire Jim Ryan. Lost ABK, crash, spiral, SSD lie, launching PS4 looking games only 1 year. Hey yo, he said lost. Yo, listen, did anybody really lose Crash or Spiral? Like, when was the last time you played a Crash or Spiral game, Mac?
I mean, the last Spyro, quote unquote, was just like a remaster.
It was the PlayStation 1.
It's not really a new Spyro.
All right, okay, all right. But shout out. All right, so let's kick off the first topic. Oh no, we gotta do Bari. Boy, my brother, what is going on?
Respectful, man.
Yo, what's good, guys?
Oh
what's
shit, he loud as hell.
The list of YouTubers
here. Yo, so what happened? So what happened to Call of Duty, bro? Now I got the Xbox stench.
Yeah, definitely Xbox stench all over it. Especially now, I don't know what the hell happened with Call of Duty now. Like, ever since the Season 4 update, it is very hard to play with your friends. For some strange reason, they have you where you will be searching, or you have to reset the search or pass over you got to promote your friend as like the leader of the lobby, just to find a match in the game. It's getting bad. There's a lot of issues going on when it came to the Season 4 update. UAV glitch. The lobbies is hard to find. You know, you get to play like 3 games in 2.5 hours. You know, playing with your friends, and that's kind of wild for a Call of Duty thing. But yeah, like me personally, I don't trust Microsoft. I don't think they can handle a franchise like Call of Duty. I don't think they will elevate a franchise like Call of Duty. And you know, we'll see, man. But right now, Call of Duty, in my opinion, especially when it comes to like core multiplayer experience, has been on a decline for a couple of years now. And I don't think Microsoft will ever improve something like that, or get back to the traditional or the love of Call of Duty. They're just lucky that the franchise is so big that regardless if it's a bad game or if it's a mediocre game, you know, people will still play it because it still have that Call of Duty, like, you know, experience or method or whatnot. So.
Okay, all right.
You know what's funny about he said the new Modern Warfare, the one that came out just now, is all messed up and broken. There's some reports that the older ones, like the 360 ones, the servers got fixed. So if you play on the Xbox, you can play those and they actually work. So it kind of aligns with Xbox. They want you to play old shit rather than the new one. So
yeah, like there's more people playing the old joint than the new one right now, to be honest.
Yeah, Black Ops 2, 1, Modern Warfare 2, all those old ones on the 360, you can play them on backwards compatibility, and the servers work perfectly fine now because somehow, some way they got fixed. But the Modern Warfare 2 has like a ton of issues.
Yeah, I already seen the videos. It's like the old modern, old Call of Duty lobbies. They're saying the N word, like, the religion. I'm like, oh shit.
Black Ops 2 had like 10K on the Xbox, platform or whatever.
Like, they're not even starting the match. They're just in the lobbies cursing each other out. I'm like, oh shit. They're making America great again.
They doing that on purpose too, because they want to. Obviously, a lot of people are going to get converted to that whole new Game Pass core bullshit. But this is going to be better for people to like, oh, I'll subscribe to Game Pass core because I can play the older Call of Duties. You know, because you need that to play online anyway. So
yeah, okay. Oh wow.
Yeah. Also another thing too. People say that people don't expect Call of Duty to be on Game Pass anytime soon, even though they're going to close the deal. That doesn't change the fact that they could put the older games on Game Pass. So that kind of aligns with them fixing the servers and stuff. So you might not see Modern Warfare 2 or 3 this year on Game Pass, but you're definitely going to see the older ones on it.
If they close the deal, I think they're going to do it. I think they're gonna do it. I mean, that's like the main thing they're trying to do. It's all about Game Pass, right? All right, so Jaybari,
like I said before, Activision, their philosophy, they don't want to put their games into no services. But we'll see what Microsoft. Yeah, Activision has came out publicly.
Yeah, they have.
They don't want to do that.
Absolutely, but feels like I own that ass now. Come here. Bring that. What's that comedian? Bring that ass over here. Was it DC Fly? That's him. He'd be like, Activision, bring that ass over here. You know what I'm saying? But then that's not just Phil. I would say if anyone is about that, it's Satya. He's like the core of this whole thing. That's why he wants. Yo, homeboy's really trying to push one day where Windows operating systems on the cloud.
On the cloud, yeah.
Like, you know, and listen, look what he did with Office. Homeboy, you can't buy Office, right? Yep. So imagine if he's able to successfully put Windows on the cloud, he's not going to sell the baseline unless you're like corporate or like business, right? But to the average consumer, nah, son, you want Windows OS, you got to subscribe to it. And like, mother freaker. You know, so, you know, I'm gonna be like E4 Extreme, Team Apple. I'm gonna go Mac.
Yep.
If that day happens, I will not do Windows I am not doing Windows OS over the cloud. You bugging.
I agree.
That's bugging.
I'm glad that Valve is making their own operating system on Linux. They're making, like, just like PlayStation. PlayStation uses Linux, and they make their own operating system underneath that. That's why I'm glad that they're doing it, because eventually it's gonna come to like actual PCs.
I don't care how overpriced Apple is. Don't care.
Yeah, it's just ingrained.
Yeah.
Nobody be able to compete with Windows. They already have a fucking 50-year head start. It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
But I do think that regulators do need to crack down on that cloud shit, because let's say where the only version of Windows, just like Microsoft Office, right, is a subscription, right? Let's say I don't have any money, right? I got to get work done. I can't because my subscription lapsed, and this is tied to my PC that I done played thousands of dollars for or something like that. I just see this is going very horribly wrong. And then that gives Microsoft more power as the overlord of devices, of everything. They control your life from your work. When you think of Microsoft, you don't think of gaming, you don't think anything, you think of work. Right? Because everybody's computer at work runs Windows, they runs Microsoft Office and or some type of platform that Microsoft is on. That's just literally what it is. This is why Microsoft could never compete with Apple for the consumer market. When you think of Apple, you think of fun, you don't think of work. When you think of Microsoft, you think of work. You
productivity.
Think of Office,
productivity.
Spreadsheets and shit. Productivity. You think of shit that you don't want to be doing on a day-to-day basis. And that this is why the Windows Phone and shit didn't work, because nobody wants to do that shit when they're away from work. And so I just see this going very wrong. And it gives one corporation too much power. Think about it. This one company, right, owns the operating system that 99% of all computers, servers, everything in the world runs off of. Imagine if Microsoft said one day, you know what, we want to jack the prices of all this shit up fucking by 1,000%. Who's going to stop them? What are you going to do? Is Congress going to stop them? Guess what? All of Congress, computers, all of everything they have, all their servers, everything they access runs off of a Windows PC, whether it's server, whether it's, you know, a desktop or whatever. They have just access to all of that stuff, access to the cloud, to all of that data. Working with the military. They work with the military with all of this stuff. I'm just saying it potentially could lead to a dystopian future. And I think people not looking at it from the grand scheme of things, the overall big picture of why people don't want these mega corporations to have too much power.
All right. Okay. So let's go with the topic real quick, right? So obviously we're winding down. We're finally getting to the finish line. Sony signs a 10-year Call of Duty deal. And what I found funny, right, was the Xbox fanboys' reaction as if Sony ended up with a bad deal. And I'm like, no. Obviously, any opportunity I get to embarrass them, I'm going to take that opportunity. And I'm like, no. This is probably the best deal given the situation that Microsoft is about to own Call of Duty, right? Or an Activision as a whole, right? Originally, Microsoft, from the start, only wanted to give Sony 3 years. 3 years. Sony pushed back. Then come to find out, after FTC trades, Microsoft went back and promised and said, hey, we'll give you all ABK games until 2027. Sony said, oh, hell nah. That ain't good enough either. That's only about, at the time, it was 2022, according to the documents. That's only 5 years. Sony's like, no, not good enough either. It wasn't until towards December 2022 when now CMA, FTC and all this stuff was pitching in about, potentially, doing their stuff to try to block the deal, is when now Microsoft started doing all the 10-year. We'll give 10 years to Nintendo. We'll give 10 years to Boosteroid. Hey, Sony, call us. We'll give you 10 years. Well, at this point, Sony's like, hey, we got your ass. You showed your hands. You are advertising to everybody, to the CMA, to the FTC, that you're giving out 10 years. So Sony knows no matter what happens, they're at least going to get 10 years of Call of Duty, which is more important than what deal with ABK, right? So Sony's like, not interested for now, because they know that's always going to be on the table, because that is what Microsoft used as part of their argument that, hey, everything's cool, we're going to give Sony 10 years. So Sony knows they're going to get 10 years no matter what happens. No matter what happens is either the deal is blocked or they're going to get at least 10 years. Now, the significance of 10 years is that's 10 years, meaning you got Call of Duty for your PS5. That means the remainder of, obviously 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027. That's around the time that potentially we either get new consoles that year, or let's say they extend this gen to 8 years, then in 2028 we'll get new consoles. That means PlayStation 6 in 2028 will get Call of Duty. Then you talk in 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, 2022, 2033. That's 6 years into the console gen of PlayStation 6 lifestyle of its life. So right now, Microsoft will not be able to leverage Call of Duty as a console exclusive until pretty much the PlayStation 7 comes out. You know what I'm saying? So that's a win for Sony. Sony has 10 years to figure out what it needs to do for the PlayStation 7. They got to, create great multiplayer. They got to figure out something to try to limit how many people leave the PlayStation ecosystem. How many people will say, I'm not getting the PlayStation 7 because I'm going to get this on Xbox. They have 10 years to figure that out. So how is that a bad deal? It is what it is. Obviously Sony wanted the FTC, for Microsoft not to get it at all. But the next best option is this. This is the next best deal. They got 10 years to figure it out. And I don't think people realize that. Microsoft cannot use this IP as an exclusive to the brand for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So we'll start. Who wants to...
Yeah, I'll go quickly.
First.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, so the reason why I agree with you that this is a really good deal for Sony, because as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, it's only Call of Duty that gets this 10-year deal, right?
Yeah.
No other Activision game. Yeah. So the people are saying that the other deal was better because they got all Activision games. The reality is Activision doesn't really pump out that many games other than Call of Duty. And the other biggest games like Diablo and Overwatch are not yearly releases. Those are games that are going to be... Diablo's going to be a game for a long, long time. Probably 10 years, just like Diablo 3 was. And Overwatch 2 is struggling a lot compared to the first one. And
it's a free-to-play game everywhere.
And it's a free-to-play game, and they're going to keep updating that one, trying to fix it and trying to make it good because that's it makes them money. So there's really no other game other than Spyro and shit like that. That is like, are they really doing anything with it? Not really. But yeah.
It's not just that. It's also the time limit. Remember, it's only till 2027. What game is going to come out from now to 2027 that ABK has that's more important than having Call of Duty from 2028 to 2033?
Right.
There's nothing.
Their other biggest games, like I said, are already out.
It's already out.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're not gonna see another. Yeah, you're not gonna see another Diablo for years, and you're not gonna see another Overwatch for years. While Spyro and Crash Bandicoot.
The deal has
what game are you talking about?
Yeah, this deal is all about Call of Duty.
That's all Sony cared about. Sony only cared about Call of Duty. If it wasn't for Call of Duty, Sony would have not even noticed if ABK was going to be gone.
Also, do we know if this is, if you remember the first 10-year deal that Microsoft proposed, they said, I don't know if it leaked, but we know that microtransactions and in-game purchases went all 100% of it went to Microsoft, right?
Microsoft,
Is this one different? Is this one like 70-30?
No. So talk about is because they don't have the marketing rights, all that's gone. Then pretty much Activision in this game is Gen Pop. It's like 70-30, just like any other third party. Okay. They don't get this. They don't get more money because Sony gets marketing right. They don't. Those deals are over. It's just
clearly.
So and technically, Sony's gonna get more money because before they got to reduce costs. They didn't get the full 30, and they spent money on the marketing rights. So they marketing came out of their budget, and they got, I think 20% was like 80-20 was the rumor, right? So Activision kept 80%, Sony got 20, and they paid for all the marketing. Now Sony gets 30, no marketing because that's Xbox problem now. Or whatever.
Yeah. People were making fun of Xbox because Activision went to them saying, "Yo, we're gonna take your shit off our Xbox if you don't give us more money." They did that same shit to PlayStation.
Yeah,
so it's no different.
Yeah.
Now they're making more money because 70-30 split. So.
Extreme, what are you gonna say?
Yo, so I was going to say something very simple. Number one, there was always going to be some kind of agreement between Microsoft and Sony. You know, this is just too much money. No one was going to leave it on the table. They always knew that they were going to come to a kind of agreement. And all they were doing was, you know, trying to move the other person, to maneuver them so that that agreement was more favorable for them. So at the end of the day, as far as the agreement goes, nobody lost, nobody bent the knee, neither Microsoft nor Sony, okay, because they came to an agreement. That's what an agreement is. So that's the boring stuff. That's their business. Like, I don't even know why people try to comment on this, because it doesn't face you. We don't even know what it is. Like, we are speculating like, oh, well, they renegotiate this because of this or that, but we don't know this because it doesn't concern us. So let's stop with that. The second thing is this notion that people have that somehow, because of this particular deal potentially going through, that Sony is now going to have to, like, oh, people keep saying that, like, oh, Sony have to wake up now. Sony have to wake up now. They have to do something now. They have to bring the games now. And I'm like, listen, PlayStation is an entire enterprise, okay? Everything that you see now, that you see today, was written on a whiteboard more than 10 years ago, okay? Even if they didn't start development on all of these games all the way back then, they had these ideas way before our time. So if you see Concord, if you see Marathon, if you see a purchase, an acquisition of this or that, know that that was written down years ago, because it takes an entire generation for a company of this side to produce anything. Okay, so this isn't like some quick reactionary thing where people are like, oh shit, this thing just happened. Okay, Jim Ryan just calls someone, and then suddenly the next day an entire, you know, part of Sony is being created. Like, it doesn't happen that quickly. So if you see this company make moves, you have to sort of understand and respect that they had the foresight to make those moves way back when. Okay, so this notion that, oh, now Sony is going to, like, you know, bring out 12 live service games in response to this deal, it's like, no, it isn't. They were always going to. Yes, they can make some tiny adjustments along the way, but the big stuff, they're creating brand new hardware, brand new software, a brand new version of, like, PlayStation that will now focus on mobile, maybe to compete there. All of those things are going to take about 10 years, which then shows you the smart play in securing a 10-year deal. Because Jim Ryan knows better than anyone that, hey, listen, if we're going to need to pivot, if we're going to need to compete in the cloud, if we're going to need to compete on mobile, if we're going to need to compete even on the multiplayer front on consoles, we're going to need 10 years to spin this shit up. So when they say that, oh, we don't want to accept 3 years, we don't want to accept 4 years or 5 years or whatever, I think part of it is that it's like, listen, mate, you're about to take a very important piece out of our playbook. And for us to replace that is going to give us, we're going to need a lot of time in order to make that move happen, potentially. And then the final thing that I want to say is that if you are a fan of Xbox, I wouldn't be celebrating this deal, okay? First of all, it hasn't gone through yet, and you know, we need to state that. So, but second of all, you are acquiring a company for $70 billion, yes, but you're also taking on like 13,000 new employees. Some of them you will let go, of course, because no acquisition, there's always casualties, there's always some kind of collateral damage when it comes to that. But let's say they get rid of 5,000 people. That is still 8,000 new employees that they now have to assume all of the risk for. Because if you have a situation where a Call of Duty bombs, now that is, $100 million down the drain that Microsoft now has to basically, take a loss for. And where do you think they're going to make that money back? Like, as an Xbox gamer, what is the one avenue that Microsoft has to charge you money? It's not selling you the game piece by piece. It's your Game Pass subscription. So, again, if I'm Netflix if I'm a Netflix subscriber and I hear that, let's say that Netflix is buying Disney, I'm not happy about that because I'm like, what are you going to need to charge me in order to justify that purchase? Because as you saw earlier from the first article, and that's why I thought that one had to be first, this thing costs companies money, and those companies are not in the business of losing it just for fun. So again, Microsoft has taken on a lot of risk potentially with this acquisition. And if that risk ever doesn't pan out for them, you're going to be the one that needs to pay for it. So, just saying.
Okay. All right. What about you, J Dub? You got something on this?
I'll be honest. I don't have much to say about this. I think
your spirits is down, bro. That's it.
No, the fact that Microsoft, right, will own this company, and they've shown us what they can do with their own company, right, with their own games and their own flagship IP. And you look how they ran that shit into the ground. For dudes to be out here parading and cheering that tells me a little bit about them as far as them not really caring about the games itself, but they care more about the corporation. And that's fine, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, let's say 5 years from now, and I kind of said this before, 4 or 5 years from now, if Call of Duty is no longer that game, if the quality of it goes down the drain, if it does what Halo does and Forza is doing and some of the other games that Microsoft has just, mismanaged and just fucking turned to shit, we're going to look back on this time and say, the Game Pass crowd did that. The guys who don't really buy games, those guys were cheering for Phil and those guys so much. They love that corporation so much to the detriment of their game that they liked or a game that they potentially liked. And it's kind of torn, right? It's the fanboy side, yes, that's fun for us to crack jokes and bullshit. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to be a gamer. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the games. And I would say the same thing with Sony. If Sony got was to buy Call of Duty, right, I would have the same reservations for that, because they're not known for having and nurturing first party shooters like that, right? I think that's what everyone kind of knows, right? We've been saying for the last few years, well, Sony, are they going to bring Resistance back? Are they going to bring Killzone back or SOCOM or something like that so they can start having some shooters and not just, depend on Call of Duty and other third-party shooters just because they have a massive install base? You have a franchise that's already tested. It's already there. It's the standard bearer for shooters, according to gamers and where their money is spent. That's the standard bearer for shooters. And then you're going to take this and give it to not the company that's in first place, not the company that's in second place, but the last, like the ass end of gaming. You're going to give them to that. You're giving them to the Atari, the Atari 2600 the Atari Jaguar of gaming. That's what you're doing, and you're parading that. After they turn your flagship shooter, Halo, from being the best shooter in the world to being the laughingstock. It's like, for the life of me, bro, I can't. That's why I don't have a lot to say of it, because I'm a gamer at the end of the day, right?
He's an Atari Jaguar of gaming. Oh, shit. Oh, the disrespect.
I mean, Phil Spencer came out, and I want to remind everybody, and I'm going to keep posting that fucking video until the cows come home. He came out literally a month ago and said that they're last place. They are forever going to be last place, even if it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do. He said making great games is not going to change anything for them. So he's showing you his goal is not to make great games. But as a gamer, that's the last thing you want a company to tell you, that they're not going to make great games. That's the last thing you would want a person to tell you. But you guys are okay with that, and that fucking shit is crazy. It just sucks. Nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. So we know, right? History has shown us by what we've saw recently. Fucking COD is finna go the way of the dodo bird within the next, I don't know how many years. But Microsoft is not going to make it better. Microsoft couldn't even make their own IPs better. Fucking the only franchise that's actually doing something good is Forza, and right now they're fucking that up, right? We see some of the stuff that they're doing with it. I hate to say it, man, but it's just like Xbox. These dudes have walked it to the plank. They have paraded and cheered for Microsoft to walk Xbox, the console itself, to the plank. Couple of years, there won't be a Xbox console. There's just going to be this service. It's just going to be everywhere. They're going to focus on PC and mobile phones and shit like that. You guys have paraded your gaming away, and it's just, I mean, what else can I say?
You bring up a good point, J-Dub, because like you said, Halo is no longer their flagship, and I haven't seen a single like true Xbox fanboy be pissed off about that. All they say now is like, well, Starfield's going to be their flagship. It's like, instead of being mad at Xbox for ruining the biggest game in one of the biggest names in gaming, which is Halo, they're like, okay, that's fine because Starfield's coming. Starfield's going to be the big boy now, you know? And it's sad.
Well, have you noticed, right? Out of all of this shit, right? Out of all of the last 2 months, the last 2 years, Microsoft has never said that they're going to make Call of Duty better. They never said that they're going to make World of Warcraft and Overwatch 2 and any of those games better. They've literally never said that they're going to make anything better.
Well, yeah, but
all they've been talking about is offering it. The only thing they said is, well, we want to, offer it to more gamers. That's it, right?
But to be fair, it's like literally, and I'll be fair, Call of Duty is literally the perfect game for a business. It's literally, you don't have to put much effort, and it's like Madden, bro. It's like you could put a little effort, and everybody just buys it. So like the gamers are part responsible. Because, and Jaybari, you probably could talk to this better than anybody else, no matter how the game comes out, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us, 2K, Madden, MLB The Show, this shit is just successful. So you could do, and that's literally like the goal for a business. How can we make the most amount of money with the least amount of effort and resources and spending? And Call of Duty's that game. Like, you don't have to do much. Even when gamers complain, they're still playing the game. Like, Jabari, what do you think about it? You are probably the biggest Call of Duty dude out of anybody here.
It's big facts, bro.
Nah, call me Jay on COD too. But yeah, like Call of Duty don't matter if it's bad, if it's good. I think the franchise has hit such a plateau. People will still buy it because it's a new Call of Duty. And they want to see like how it's going to play out, how the experience is with it. But to respond overall to the original topic with the whole BS that people saying that Jim Ryan lost a deal or whatnot. I think people act purposely ignorant because right from the jump, this whole back and forth was about Call of Duty. You know what I mean? The whole thing about Jim Ryan and him coming out in public was because Phil Spencer came out in public as far as them not wanting to sign a contract with the Call of Duty thing because Jim Ryan originally, what did he say? The contract was inadequate. It didn't benefit PlayStation gamers. So he's opposed to signing anything as far as Microsoft acquiring Activision. And when it comes to Call of Duty, this whatever deal. So anybody trying to add, other Activision games and all this other stuff, or PlayStation is not even caring about that. Even with the latest FTC stuff that was going on, Jim Ryan even came out in his testimony and said he's not against them acquiring Activision and having exclusives. He's caring about Call of Duty. Yeah. So if Call of Duty went from 3 years to 10 years, how is that a L for PlayStation when that was the main focus in the first place? This whole back and forth and hoopla. So I think this is just a common Xbox conversation where they like to play dumb. I mean, like, oh yeah, because they lost all of this stuff, and there ain't no way you might have certain games like go exclusive and all that stuff, but there ain't no way like the bigger Activision games is going to go exclusive because like I said, Activision themselves they not about anything Microsoft is saying. You know what I mean? Obviously that can change with Microsoft owning them, but even with what Microsoft has been saying with this whole FTC thing, they're opposed to exclusive in general. they have came out and said that they will be done. They want to be done with exclusives, but the only reason why they have exclusives is due to Sony and how they compete, and having things tied to their console. So yeah, I don't know why people act purposely ignorant. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I don't even know why people that don't even play these motherfucking games like Call of Duty is even arguing with people that don't even play these games. I've seen the weirdest shit this whole week on Twitter, where I'm just scrolling on my timeline and I'm seeing people that publicly came out and say they hate Call of Duty now arguing for Call of Duty. I'm like, what the fuck is going on out here?
Barbara, you know what it is?
It's Game Pass.
No, it's really just, think about it, guys. We have to be honest too. For the last fucking 10, 15 years, these Xbox dudes have been getting their fucking teeth kicked in, right? Xbox has sucked that bad. It's just payback for last generation and really part of this generation too. Payback for getting teased, for not having any games, for being mediocre, for being last place and everything else. These guys will take any win, even if they have to manufacture it in their heads, right? They will take that as a win and just run with it. It's never been about the games, right? They never really cared about the games, because if they did, they wouldn't fucking be gaming on Xbox. They would be gaming on PlayStation or even Nintendo, right? Or move to PC. So it's never really been about the games. It's just about the teasing that they've endured. I've seen a dude post that we've been traumatized so much by these stupid ponies.
Oh, that's not a lie.
Get their payback. And this is a sickness.
What's funny?
That's not a lie. Like on the Spaces, that's why I like, for real quick, like this. I don't hop on Spaces. Like I barely did, but I like. Some of the weirdest shit's happening in Spaces, like people using derogatory words. I'm like, these dudes are really hurt, bro. Like, bro, like, relax. You're saying weird shit. Like, bro, it ain't that serious. It's plastic,
it's bro.
Illness, man. Like, that's crazy. That's just great. Like, bro, I'm gonna say you don't have to feel that way, because you could just play games on another console. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, if your console is not providing the games, then just play somewhere else. And like, why are you emotionally damaged, bro? Like, none of these consoles, nothing's stopping anybody from playing games, bro. Like, they do it to themselves, and I'll be like, these dudes are emotional damage.
But you know what's funny as well? I see people in the chat talking about no Jim ruining everything. That's a complete utter lie. Like, you guys will lie to yourself so much where it becomes the truth. Like, there's nowhere you can prove where Jim was like, he wants all Activision games remaining on PlayStation. Even
it's
when
cognitive dissonance.
You guys sit down in these spaces. I'd be seeing like 1,100 people in these 11,000 people in these Twitter spaces about what's the dude, Florian dude, breaking down this whole Activision deal, talking about all this stuff. And you guys will see the information and still come up in this chat and lie to yourself talking about Jim Ryan said he wanted everything. You will sit down in here and argue the fact that Jim Ryan came out and said that Call of Duty, the deal is inadequate, but talk about you want everything. Yo, you guys are a bunch of liars, man. Like, you Xbox dudes are weird, bro. You guys are weird. And the crazy thing, for me, when it comes to Xbox and them owning Call of Duty, what I worry about is the Game Pass effect. Where my biggest thing is like Game Pass. I don't think Game Pass is a horrible service. I think it's a great value for people wanting to get into games or to play games at a certain price point or accessible price point. But my whole philosophy and what I see from Microsoft is that I see this Game Pass effect where just look at the games that's coming out now for their flagship games. These games are not even coming out at full. It's not a full experience.
Complete game, yeah.
Yeah, it's these live service mentality that you are applying to every single game that you have due to the fact that you have that cushion of Game Pass. You don't need to come out with a full-fledged experience when you can just wait a year or two and be like, hey, now we got this feature in here, or we got this. Look at the Forza news as well. Even that game is not coming out full due to this whole Game Pass thing. And I feel like Call of Duty is going to go down the same path because Call of Duty, believe it or not, is a big blockbuster game. This is not cheap to make. It's an annual franchise that's a big blockbuster game. And I can see the franchise diminishing as far as a quality and blockbuster perspective due to the fact that now if you are launching this thing in Game Pass, you're not going to be investing $150, $200 million game. You know what I mean? Why would you do that? You have the franchise.
Jaybari,
Call of Duty.
I'm gonna tell you this. I guarantee you this, Jaybari. You're 100% right. I guarantee you this. I bet the first thing Microsoft is gonna do, they're gonna scrap the campaign in Call of Duty. They're gonna scrap the campaign. They're just gonna make the multiplayer portion. It's gonna be snack size bite type content that they're doing it with all their games. And most of their games are all like cartoony type games, cheap games that are coming out. It's the watering down of gaming. And it is what it is. They said they're not going to invest, like Sony, $200 million on a single.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to change. I don't think they're going to change Call of Duty. I think the whole point of the purchase is because the machine already works. They don't got to do nothing. They, like I said, it's immune to criticism. When was the last time anybody talked about what's going to be the Metacritic score of Call of Duty? I haven't heard that conversation in years. Like, I cannot remember the last time. But that's what I'm saying. Microsoft.
Because it's the management portal. Right? It's the issue here, right? It's not the platform. It's the management, right? It's just the management. That's it.
Oh, well, so I agree.
Bobby Kotick and all of those developers that make all of those different Treyarch and all those guys that make those different Call of Duty games, right? It's a science to it, and they're able to spit these games out and have them to be of high quality because they actually care and because they know that this game got to make so much amount of money, and it makes so much amount of money. People spend that. When that quality get whittled down, the fact that Microsoft has horrible management and they don't know what a good game is. You can't tell me down the line that shit is gonna come.
But the thing is, J-Dub, when you think of Call of Duty, you don't think of quality. I don't think anybody. I don't listen. Jaybari, I'll be honest, man. I can't remember. Listen.
We've never had a broken to the core Call of Duty.
No. But what I'm saying, I can't listen.
Recently, we've had Modern War. The only one that came out and was like good, technically speaking, was Modern Warfare 2019.
Listen,
Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 2 all were launched really broken with
listen, I'm honest. Listen, but J-Dub, let's be honest. When was the last time you and I, or on a podcast, actually had a discussion of Call of Duty's quality, and we were serious about it?
No, it's been a long time.
Because listen, the only reason why we even talking, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only
games are consistently of a certain level where you don't even have to question that, right? You don't really have to question it because it's already at that level of where these motherfuckers can't fumble the bag.
I'm gonna let Jaybari say your point, right?
Yeah, like Call of Duty. I don't agree with that at all. Call of Duty's always been about quality, because like there's a certain quality that you expect with Call of Duty because people always think about just the multiplayer perspective, but Call of Duty is a big package. It's single player. Multiplayer, zombies, and one thing with Call of Duty, you might have your little quirks here and there. No game is perfect, but
it's still solid.
The game launches, and it launches complete. That is the quality of Call of Duty. My fear is the fact that they don't have to really change anything about Call of Duty as long as they have that franchise. But the fact now is that you have a platform now. Your primary platform for this game now is not dependent on just the sales. It's more dependent on people subscribing to a certain service that can diminish the quality, like we're seeing with their own first-party games, where quality is being diminished. That's what a lot of people talk about.
That's what I'm saying.
You look at the quality of that franchise and how that franchise held. You know what I mean? You would never think that Halo game would be in that light or that perspective. Now,
but I will say this: it's because they don't have those people anymore, and they weren't smart enough to get the right people. Like, for example, they're acquiring ABK. Like, listen, so all right, let me make my point. I understand Microsoft has bad management, right? There is concerns. Now, when I think of quality, or when you hear the term quality, I think you guys are just worried about the content, like the strict content that Call of Duty is expected to have, the single player, the co-op mode, and the multiplayer all package, and you're afraid that they might you're afraid that COD might be broken apart, and they might do something as stupid as like they did with Halo, where they'll release the single player under one name, and I get that, right?
No, but the thing is too, P-Rock, like J-Dub says, the quality is always just a standard there where people don't just bring it up because it's just known. Like Call of Duty is known to push these consoles as well. Nobody. Yeah, the thing is like with Call of Duty, you know you're going to get like especially on multiplayer experience, you know you're going to get a stable game when it comes to the frames. You're going to get ray tracing. You're going to get whatever the console
advanced shadows, advanced. I mean, the last Call of Duty is like the most beautiful. Yeah, one of the most beautiful shooters out there.
Like that because it's just a standard thing. Those type of things. What I'm saying, you're not going to get that going in the future because even Microsoft came out and admitted it, where they're talking about parity between all the platforms. So like I said before, months ago when I came in here in the podcast, I said, "Yo, one thing I fear is that this whole to the people that's not playing Call of Duty like that, you look at that whole parity thing. Oh, that's good for gaming. This is great for gaming." But that could be a horrible thing when it comes to people that play on the platform specifically. Because let's say the next Nintendo Switch, Call of Duty now is not going to take advantage of what that Switch can do, or that next Nintendo console can do, or what the PlayStation console can do, like previously before. Black Ops 2 was the last Call of Duty to come out for the Wii U, right? But a lot of people tout that version of the game as the best one because it took full advantage of what the Wii U can do. And that's a game, that's a AAA blockbuster game that on different platforms highlighted different specific features that consoles can do. But with Microsoft now, you might get these games on, cloud and this service, but they are not trying to have anything exclusively on a specific platform. They're just trying to have parity overall. So you might be missing on that quality aspect and all that stuff when it comes to the Call of Duty game. So another thing, Barry, somebody saying that Call of Duty is never about quality, because when you play the single player story, regardless if you like it or not, that is a big blockbuster visual. I'm not gonna say masterpiece, but it's visually pleasing. You know what I mean? The multiplayer game is visually pleasing.
It's impressive.
But the thing is, it's just bland. It's like go ahead. Let's Extreme say something.
Listen. You're going to lose whatever quality they have, but let me tell you why. You're going to lose it because the developers and the managers that are currently making this machine work,
they're going to leave?
Take the money and leave.
Now that...
Because...
I'm saying that I could agree. Like, if the people that are there... Like, because that's one of the reasons why Sony paid $1 billion extra to keep the talent. Like, and like the joke I said about the dude that retired out of Tango or whatever. You may have bought Bethesda, but you didn't buy me. Now, if you see exodus of the top guys, they're like, then you're in trouble. Because who do you replace them with? That I can understand. Yes.
Let me make the argument why. Because let's not forget, before all of this distraction of the ABK deal happened, Activision Blizzard was facing lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, negative press cycle after negative press cycle, because they have a toxic work culture. And I can guarantee you, in the last 2 years, they have not been working to fix it. Okay? This ABK deal has just overshadowed, swept it under the rug. But as soon as it is done, one way or another, people are going to be like, okay, it's time for me to go. Because I can guarantee you those managers, those people in the upper echelon of Activision, they're just waiting for that paycheck. They know that if this deal goes through, they're getting $69 billion as a company, which means they get more money for the stocks. Or if it doesn't go through, the company is getting $3 billion, which even if they don't get that directly, they'll be like, okay, good, there's nothing here to keep me here. I'm just going to go. I'm going to take my talents and go. I'm going to exit this sinking ship. Because that was the entire reason they got purchased in the first place. This was a sinking ship, okay? The ABK deal just kind of kept it afloat long enough, kept it out of the public eye long enough, but as soon as this deal goes through, they'll be like, all right, I'm good, I'm done. So whatever, quality or lack thereof that you currently see, whether you think is great, a masterpiece, or whether you think that it's been kind of like whatever, like it doesn't matter, it is going to go down. Because especially if they get a big payout, like imagine you're a developer, you're near the studio head level, and the person comes and is like, okay, cool, now you get a cool $3 million. You'll be like, so I've got a resume making one of the most popular games on planet Earth. All of these companies and studios are looking for talent, and are looking for developers. PlayStation itself has every incentive to spin up as many multiplayer shooters as possible, trying to find one that will work. You'll take your talents and you'll go. There is no way you're going to stay in a toxic company culture, because I also do not believe that Microsoft is going to make things better. Microsoft has toxic culture of its own.
Exactly.
Yep.
So as far as that goes, that's not going to improve. Why would you stay? You get a beautiful paycheck. Thank you for your service. And now you get to go shop around your talents. People will pay a premium price for you. You know?
Yep.
Like, wasn't it the other day that somebody left Halo 343?
Yep, they went Halo and they went to Bungie. They went over to Bungie.
Exactly. So it's like,
to Sony.
Listen, the very first thing you look at is whatever PlayStation studio are you partnering, or first party studio. Can I come in? Can I lend you my aid? And you're trying to make multiplayer live service games? I know a thing or two about that.
Yep.
I'm going to charge you money for my expertise. So I'm sorry.
You don't think those people that were working on Redfall that wanted that fucking game canceled, right? They wanted the game canceled. They wanted to move on to something else. They knew the game was a dud. Microsoft came in and said, "Nah, go ahead and ship that shit anyway." You don't think those motherfuckers are like, "Fuck, I got to get the fuck up out of here"? Like, come on, like this can't. And again, none of the talk has been like Sony, like Porter Rock said earlier. Sony paid $1 billion just to retain the talent, just to let everybody know, hey, no, we want you to stay here. We want you to be comfortable. This, we want you here. We need you here.
We need you to crunch, but we're gonna pay you for it.
Microsoft ain't doing none of that. Microsoft laid off 10,000 people. They laid off another 10,000 people just so they can get these 10,000 new people that's coming in, and these motherfuckers gonna scatter like roaches and move on. It's just, and again, it's the track record. Microsoft just, when it comes to gaming, doesn't have the track record that they can harness talent and keep it there and keep shit going. And again, you only have your word and your track record. If your track record is shit, if your word is flawed and all you do is lie, what do you expect out of it? Do people really think Microsoft is finna take Call of Duty to the next level or even maintain it? Like, they could even maintain the W that they had with Halo, Gears, and Forza. Each one of those games, quality and everything about it has went down massively compared to where they used to be in their peak. And that's just, and listen, I'm gonna be honest. The last of the Mohicans is Forza Horizon. They like literally that's the last of the Mohican that they got that's really of good quality. Everything else has took a fucking nosedive. Everybody forgot about it or it's just in shambles. And Microsoft is not in a position to even want to fix that shit. Look what happened to 343. Like this, I mean, it's just, listen, man.
Even
and now
Horizon
you got the now listen, I know Porter Rock, this motherfucker hates racers. He don't even want to talk about racers. But I'm a racing guy, right? So I buy every Forza, every GT, every racer, right? These motherfuckers is finna turn Forza Motorsport into a piece of shit already. They're already removing shit that was just standard bear there. It's this, that's in, again, I understand people that are worried about the Call of Duty.
J-Dub is tired of this shit. He's tired.
Listen, I'm just saying, right? The fanboy shit is one thing. That's just for jokes and shit. But when it comes to the actual games, I actually care about the games, and I don't want nobody, even if I'm not the most diehard Call of Duty guy, which I buy every Call of Duty, but I'm not the most diehard Call of Duty guy, right? I'm more of the racing guy. Yeah. But I don't want someone who is a diehard fucking Call of Duty guy
Jaybari
to have their favorite game or one of their favorite games to go to shit because some fanboys get to score some points because they don't fucking game. That's why I say this conversation should be part of a gaming discussion, not the fanboy discussion, because these motherfuckers only care. The fanboys, at the end of the day, only care about whether Phil Spencer looks handsome in court or not. They don't care about Call of Duty. They don't care about the other games, right?
They want to wish him Happy Father's Day.
Exactly. Happy Father's Day, Daddy. I mean, you seen that shit? That's some sick shit. That's crazy.
J-Dub, you mentioned that Horizon is like one of their last good games, but even Horizon is going downhill because people didn't like the last one, which is 5, I think. Because like ever since 3, they were recycling. The 4 felt like a recycled 3, and then 5 felt like a recycled.
It's just a locale change. That's it. And I'll tell anybody that, and I've owned every single one. You can't outrace me. You can't outcompete me or anything, right? So I'm just saying, It's just a locale change, and I get it.
Ooh, Xbox fanboys. He said you can't outrace him. Ooh. He said he could whoop your ass in your own house. Ooh. He got the key. He got the keys to your garage. Ooh.
Listen, they can't beat me in real. Hey, Puerto Rock, they can't beat me in real life or virtually.
Damn, bro. Oh, flex.
I mean,
flex.
Oh,
shit.
He has a point, Peter Rock, because if you watch
he said
multiplayer, everybody crashing into each other.
Oh shit. My man said he bought his shit. Your shit is rented. Oh shit.
And if you don't believe me,
Xbox, pull up your GT tag. We need to stream. We need to stream it. We need to see it.
Fact. Listen, your biggest Xbox fanboy from IGN played Gran Turismo and was crying. Tears out of his face.
Oh shit.
When have you seen anybody fucking cry for Forza? Like, come on, man.
Shit.
Listen, and again, I'm the motorsport guy, right? And Forza Motorsport 7 was the lowest, not only lowest rated, but the lowest selling Forza Motorsports in history.
Damn.
It barely cleared 1 million when the game used to do like 3, 4, 5 million.
Damn,
like,
bro. You're not giving me hard grid stats, right? This is legit. You're not making up numbers.
These are legit. These are legit. And guess what? In Puerto Rock, we can't blame Game Pass for that, because you know what? Forza Motorsport didn't even come out in Game Pass at the time. Game Pass. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can't even blame that.
Damn, Xbox. You're gonna let Jay talk to y'all like that? He said he could outrace y'all in your own crib. Oh man,
you see what I'm saying?
He has a point because the last Forza Motorsport, it did so bad. It was like the quickest Forza that got delisted because of licensing. They just didn't want to pay for it.
Exactly.
Nobody bought it. They were like, no, I'm good.
Y'all racing J-Dub? Hey, there's no rewind button. There's no rewind button in competitive racing. You can't hit the rewind.
Facts.
Oh man.
Facts.
Oh
Facts.
man. Oh damn.
I hate that Horizon.
Goddamn rewind button. Who the hell rewinds it, man? That not even Fast and Furious went that crazy. Oh shit.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Not yet.
Not yet. They're gonna rewind the whole movie. Let's try this again.
if I'm the Call of Duty of racing, right? I consider myself the Call of Duty guy of racing. Well, what about the Call of Duty guys of Call of Duty? You can understand their concerns. Hey, listen, anybody that want, go to my YouTube channel. You can see all my VR racing stuff in Gran Turismo, iRacing, the Assetto Corsa Competizione, Forza, and a bunch of other racers that I have there. So you can go check it out. You can check all my racing rigs out. I got Forza racing rigs. Ooh. I got my GT shit. I got my iRacing shit, all my stuff. I stream. I got competitive leagues.
Yo, my man said he buy he said he buys his shit. Y'all rent it.
Facts.
Dude,
so I'm just saying,
room is like 75% steering and pedals and shit, and 25% just the consoles.
You know, he gets oil changes in his crib. Alright?
Hey, listen, even if you call me a PlayStation fanboy, even still, right? If a guy you can still be a fanboy of a particular platform or like.
I got you, Psycho Gamer. Psycho Gamer, I got you, Psycho Gamer. I see your super chat. I got you.
I just don't see why you can't understand their concerns. If Jaybari likes COD, he plays it, he played it competitively, that's his game. If you can't understand his concerns because you like the executives and you like shaking hands with them and taking pictures with them and all that stuff, if you can't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you.
These Xbox dudes don't ever trust Microsoft. You know what I mean? They don't trust Microsoft.
Yeah.
They just looking at it from a Game Pass perspective, that games that they don't care about, they can finally try or foot dip in with their monthly service charge that they pay to play these games. They don't trust Microsoft at all. Look how these guys talk. Look how these guys think. They don't trust Microsoft with these games. They know that the quality of these games are diminishing. You know what I mean? What Microsoft wants is to turn these games, single player games, all these type of games, into Sea of Thieves. What do you call it? Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves type.
That's how they want to turn these games in. The next 3 years, they'll finally be good, and people will stop complaining. But the fact that it's in Game Pass, you're not going to hear all these complaints like that per se, because you're getting these games at a deal, or cheap access. That's the whole. Everything that Microsoft comes out with has been launching utter garbage, utter bullshit. But the the criticisms has not been like if say a PlayStation will launch a game in the same manner. It is not the same due to the fact that these shits is launching in Game Pass. Point blank.
They're not even paying for the subscription. They're doing that trick that they do to get a bunch of years for
the
cheaper.
rewards and shit too.
They do rewards, or they buy Xbox Live Golds and then they stack a month of Game Pass and they get it for a couple years. A lot of them on Twitter say that they do that same shit, so they're not even paying monthly to quote unquote support Game Pass.
It's true. Like it's a saying, right? You get what you pay for, and that is true. You get what you pay for, and I know a lot of casual gamers, right? Game Pass is not a bad thing, right? If you're a casual gamers, and like Jaybari say, you toe dip. He's been saying that for years. These toe dippers in gaming are going to lead to the destruction of their hobby of choice. Because if you don't support something, right? If you don't support it wholeheartedly, what do you expect to get out of it? This is why, shout out to PlayStation Nation. You can say what you want about them. They don't give a fuck about Jim Ryan. They don't give a fuck about Herman Hulst or any. You never hear these dudes parading any of these executives. But they will tout their fucking bangers. They will tout their fucking first party exclusives. They will tout their hardware. And at the end of the day, ain't that's what gaming about? Right? You pop shit about the games. It's about the games. It's not about executives. It's not about services or none of that. I don't even, as good as PlayStation Plus is, I don't even see PlayStation dudes even hyping that shit or talking about it. They care about the games, right?
Jaybari does. He throws that little. He throws them little shots. He throws them shots.
You see that I talk about when people act purposely ignorant, like this dude East West in the chat, right?
Yeah.
You obviously can tell either he's just trolling or this is like some troll account, whatnot, or he's just new as hell. Bro, I've been bashing Call of Duty since 2019, my boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been telling people that this game has not been catering to the core fan base since 2019. The only reason why I play Call of Duty is because I love the franchise. Obviously, it has that fix, that Call of Duty fix where I can play multiple games before work, whatnot, quick, rapid successions and whatnot, right? The end of the day, Call of Duty, not on a quality perspective as far as like, the performance or anything like that. The mismanagement as far as the implementations of gameplay is why I think Call of Duty is going on a downhill spiral. The mode that I play for Call of Duty is core multiplayer. That has been going down on a downward spiral for years, and I feel like it's because of Warzone and other factors.
The Warzone became the primary.
That's the primary thing. Yeah. I've been saying this for years, not just because of Microsoft. I feel that Microsoft is another layer of why I feel Call of Duty is still going to go down, right? Because they themselves don't know how to manage their own fucking studios. How are they going to manage something as big as this, one of the biggest games or the biggest franchise in gaming right now? You know what I mean? Yep. That's my concern when it comes to Microsoft. So I don't know what you talking about.
So let me do the super chat.
Not word as far as what people are saying because you're probably slow as fuck. But get it together.
Don't piss off Jaybari. Call of Duty. He in it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let me read Psycho Gamer's super chat. I want to ask Barry a quick question. Okay. So, Psycho Gamer, with a super chat, thank you, my brother. Brother, you know I got you, right? But when these guys are flowing, listen, I got to let people cook. I can't interrupt the meal they serving. You know what I'm saying? They cooking up dishes up here. But Psycho Gamer said, what happened to the monopoly and taking games away talk? All of that has been BS from Sony and their fan base from the start to end up with the same deal. Hey, again, remember, the deal started for 3 years. That was the first initial offering, right? Got it right here, you know what I'm saying? And then Sony's like, nah, we're not feeling that. Then they try in January 2022 to say, hey, we'll give you everything for Activision, right? And to include Call of Duty until December 2027. Sony ain't feeling that either, right? So then ultimately, they came up with the Call of Duty deal, which is 10 years. But now here's the thing. Once Microsoft said, hey, we're going to give 10 years to Nintendo to everybody, obviously Sony's like, well, since you are offering up 10 years to everybody, and you're telling the trade commissions, everybody, all the government agencies, hey, we're giving 10 years, and Sony's like, hey, we know we're going to end up with 10 years no matter what. Let's see if we can actually block the deal. We all know Sony wants the deal blocked, obviously, right? We all know Sony, regardless of whatever reason. Hell, the email revealed with Jim Ryan with the FTC trial that he was telling his company that they'll be fine if Microsoft gets ABK. So even that was bullshit. So we know we've been saying they were bullshitting. You know, they were playing faint. You know, they were playing wounded just to see what they got to do, right? I mean, hell, the vice president of Microsoft felt like, you know, Sony owns the entire world, and he brought a whole pie chart and stuff. They were putting themselves in the best position to win, and obviously Microsoft won. But given the situation, say what you want, this is the best outcome for Sony other than the deal being blocked. This is the next best outcome because they secured Call of Duty, not just for the PlayStation 5, but for the majority of the PlayStation 6, which means the power of the IP, the power of the Call of Duty IP being used as a console exclusive or ecosystem exclusives, whatever you want to call it, won't come into play until 2020 or to the PlayStation 7 gen, whenever that starts. That's when the IP most likely can be an exclusive. And which leads me to the question to Jaybari. So Jaybari, my brother, let's fast forward to the year the PlayStation 7 launches. You know, you got PlayStation 6, we do our thing. Now PlayStation 7 launches. And now Microsoft did not renew the deal. It is now exclusive to whatever Xbox console or PC it is for that era. Will you get an Xbox console to play Call of Duty now that it's not on the PlayStation 7? Or PC gaming? What would you do?
If it's still good.
Yeah, it's the same shit. You still complain, it's not for the core gamer, but pretty much it hasn't dramatically that changed. The essence of Call of Duty remained intact. Would you play on PC or would you get a console of that era, of that gen?
Yeah,
what would you do?
Personally, I don't think I would get an Xbox. You know, if Microsoft had like a different like business philosophy as far as where they distribute their games, if it's not going to PC and all that stuff, then that'll be a different story. But the fact that I do have a PC and heavily invested in PC, and most likely that time I'll probably be upgrading or had an upgraded GPU and CPU and all that stuff. Yeah, there's no way I'll be buying an Xbox specifically just for Call of Duty due to the fact that I have a PC.
Oh, so you do it on PC. Okay, so you already have you already have the platform. All right.
Yeah, I definitely dabble with it on PC. Even though I don't want to play on PC because these motherfuckers, I don't know.
The cheating and shit.
Yeah,
it's wild, bro. All right, okay.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I just don't understand why people thinking that this is a bad deal for PlayStation when the fact of the matter is this is all their concern was, and they didn't get no 3 years out of it. They got what they wanted out of it, and Microsoft is still obliging to all of the contract agreements, prior to what PlayStation had with Activision. So I don't see this as a bad thing for PlayStation. It's a big W for Xbox, but it's not a bad deal for PlayStation. And anybody saying that shit, you're just dumb as fuck. Yeah. Respectfully.
It's literally the best deal. It's the best.
It's the best that they can get given the situation.
The deal they had with Activision, the revenue was split differently. Now it's a 70-30 split. So Microsoft is paying Sony more. Or
Sony's keeping more. They're keeping more.
Yeah, so Sony's keeping more from every transaction and every purchase of Call of Duty until the contract goes away. So they got the best deal.
So let's move on to the next topic. Let's see what y'all feel about this. So The Last of Us 2 Remaster is already on the way, composer claims. The Last of Us Part 2 Remaster may have been revealed by the series composer and could have a whole new features when it releases on PS5 and PC. So what do you guys think about that? Another remaster in the hands of PlayStation is in the works. Who wants to tackle that?
I'll go quick.
Go ahead.
I think it's a necessary evil. I honestly, I'm pretty sure everybody here in the panel, even the chat, we would prefer if they just remaster an old PS3 game and bring it back to PS5.
I refuse. I disagree.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Good. That's good. I like that. So, like I said, it's a necessary evil, because they just released Last of Us Part 1. It's still making money according to what you showed us, Porter Rock, in your video. It's still charting. and it's the first time it's ever been on PC. So there's a ton of people on PC that played it, and they were like, "Yo, the ending, I'm hooked, whatever the fuck." And I'm pretty sure this remaster is being made for those people on PS5 to get even better features, so it looks even better on there. And obviously on PC, people waiting for the part 2. But go ahead, Extreme. That's all I gotta say.
I fully disagree with what Komije just said. It is not an evil at all. Okay, and is it necessary? Meh, who cares? Here's the thing. Okay. The Last of Us Part 2 is a masterpiece. And just as I was going, 2 weeks ago, I told you that our art form deserves respect. Okay? When you played The Godfather, was that on Blu-ray? When The Godfather first came out?
Yeah, I think so.
Was that on Blu-ray disc?
No.
Was that on 4K Blu-ray?
No.
Was it remastered
Godfather
multiple
was on
times?
VHS.
Over multiple formats to make sure that it was always current and up to date, and you could always enjoy it.
This fucking bootlegger, bro.
Enjoyment.
This one. No, you know what? I know. I'm not gonna lie. No, Extreme. That is the best damage control I have ever heard. Like, that is good. No, that is good. He's like, was the Godfather? Godfather came on film. It came on film, and now you can get it on Blu-ray, 4K UHD. I'm like, wow. It is that was good. But you make a point. You make a good point. Like, no one complains about constant updates and whatever of movies. It's games that gets.
Yeah. Why doesn't our form deserve the same?
No. Specifically, it's PlayStation games where it gets trivial, right?
Yeah.
If it's somebody else's game, it's no problem. How many fucking Resident Evils we've had over the last fucking 20 years, right? How many? Like, we still getting these. We still got about.
How many times Resident Evil 4 got remade? It seems like they just don't stop.
I gotta cook these.
It's only a problem when PlayStation does it. Now I'm gonna tell you guys the truth, right? And this just makes the most sense, and it just makes sense, right? It's just common sense. You just had The Last of Us 1 remake. Why did they remake that? Because they have the number 1 TV show that's fucking been streamed. That's why. Guess what? Season 2 is coming out. Guess what Season 2 is based on?
Abby's coming.
Fucking The Last of Us 2. Doesn't it fucking make sense, right? Because they were able to bring people that have never played the game before, people that got PlayStation 5s, or even people on PC. They were able to get them up to speed prior to the show coming out. They got them up to speed on that. They dropped the show. The shit went gangbusters. It's like number 1. It's nominated for all these Emmys and all of this shit, right? Breaking records, just like the GOATys do, right? Just like the GOATys do. And then guess what? You got season 2 coming out. I think sometime next year, or whatever. They're gonna prep The Last of Us 2 for a remaster. It's gonna come out on PS5, probably PC, the same thing, to get those people up to speed. What's going on? This fucking shit makes sense. I don't understand why this trivial. I'm hyped for it. I'm ready for it. I bought The Last of Us 1 remake. They did a fucking fantastic job on it. They're gonna do an even better job on part 2. Why are people crying when it comes to Sony remasters? But it's okay for everybody else to come out with all these fucking supposedly useless remasters, right? I'm not picking on Resident Evil. It's a great game. It should be remade and remastered or whatever. But I'm just saying, for some, it just feels like this is only a Sony exclusive problem. When Sony drop games, if it's not a brand new IP, people seem to have a fucking horrible problem with it. Oh, nobody's asking for this. Well, guess what? I was fucking asking for it. So does my opinion matter? And guess what? According to these sales, right, there's millions and millions of other people who's fucking asking for it. So if you don't want it, then guess what? Just don't buy it.
Real quick,
J-Dub, I stepped in the kitchen, I turned on the light, I just turned on the stove, and you took the pan right on my hand. I was cooking. I was about to cook. You just took the microphone away from me.
If you right-click the image, it'll say open in new tab. Open image in new tab, and then you can zoom in as much as you want. Yeah, another thing I want to bring up real quick before we let our good man Extreme keep talking, right, is you mentioned the seasons, right? Like the show that they're making. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they said it's not going to be 1-to-1 with The Last of Us 2. They're going to have a few changes and stuff. With how popular the first season was, I'm pretty sure I'm not the first one to think of this, but I just thought of it. it would be really cool if they emphasize more on what happened on the events between Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2, the video game, so that we know more of Abby, or at least the audience knows more of Abby. And
what's a weightlifting routine, bro?
So
because she caught these.
So when this remake or remaster comes out, people can go into it without being fuck Abby and be more like, oh, I know why Abby did what she did, and I understand this world is completely fucked, and nobody's a hero. That's why Joel got murked.
Nah, I want the show to be raw, bro. I want that same reaction right off the episode. In fact, I hope they do that shit episode 1. I want that, I want that. I want the people who don't know to have that same reaction everybody else did.
The teaser is a golf club.
Go straight into episode 1. Kind of like, oh shit, killed the, what's his name? What's the actor's name?
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Pedro Pascal, take him out day 1, bro. You done.
Out. You know how the teaser for the last was a sign with the Firefly logo and people went crazy? Yeah. The teaser for this is just going to be a
golf club and shit.
Season 2. That's it.
Yeah. Take him out.
A strong arm, a really buff arm holding a golf club.
They already had but I think Neil Drunkman did a poster and she's holding a hammer.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Oh, but she did in the advertisements for the game.
In the advertisement for the game, it was a hammer.
Yeah, it was a hammer.
Yeah, because it's the part where she gets like hung, and then someone saves her, and then she brings the hammer up and shit. And, people were like, "Yo, why is she so buff?" That's where they took the marketing from.
So extreme.
Yeah, go ahead, extreme.
Yeah.
He said, y'all took my meal. He said, fuck
yeah.
Back in the kitchen.
Let me speak.
Back in the kitchen.
He's like,
all right, listen. Sorry, guys, I have to retread a little bit. All right, listen. We have an art form, okay? I need people to start respecting games, okay? I need you guys to start respecting your games. I told you, okay? You have movies that are remastered in every single format. And believe it, when you guys buy an 8K TV, you best believe a year later they're going to put The Godfather on 8K for your enjoyment. Yeah. And you're going to buy it again. Because you fucking are. Because it's a masterpiece. Because it's a classic.
Now put it on Netflix.
And listen, it's not just film. It's books as well.
Yeah.
How many times do they sell books with different covers? And people buy that shit. Do you know how many Harry Potter editions there are? They don't even change anything. At least the film, you can say, oh yeah, they made the change. The book, what did they change? Nothing.
It's
a different preface. I'm richer now than I was last edition.
It's printed on recycled paper.
By the way, I don't know if you guys know or not, but The Last of Us Season 1 is on 4K Blu-ray.
You're not about to do this to me twice.
He said
twice in a row.
He said you are not gonna let me cook, goddammit.
Let me cook.
He said you're not gonna do this twice,
yo. And everything J-Dub said is true before, right? There's some real business incentives for making this move, but I'm not interested in that. I'm talking to gamers, and I need gamers to actually start respecting games, okay? If books are allowed to re-release things with the same cover, right? If films are allowed to remaster things with the exact same runtime, and they will give you different bloopers in order to make you feel good about it, okay? If applications are allowed to update logos and then be like, oh yeah, we're brand new, we'll also increase the subscription because look, we had a new logo design. You know the Windows logo, the new Windows logo cost something like $1.4 million or something, like that little rectangle. That was it. They literally tilted the logo. They were like, yep, this is a ridiculous amount of money to design this logo. If logo designers are allowed to just change a logo and be like, oh yeah, by the way, your subscription went up by $2. If Microsoft is allowed to say, hey, you know what, Xbox Live Gold, we're going to give you less of that because you're not getting games anymore, okay? But we're going to remaster it into Xbox Game Pass Core or whatever. If all of these things are allowed to happen, PlayStation is allowed to give you the best game that's ever been made again on your newest platform. And you know what? I want it on the PlayStation 6 too, okay? I want it on the PlayStation 7 and 8. And 9 and 10, and if I'm alive for PlayStation, I best have Last of Us Part 2 on the PlayStation 11, and you're gonna pay for it every single time. Hey,
for $200.
It might be the director's cut, Emmanuel. It might include new story DLC. Okay, and they might offer it to you for $30. Fuck no, full price, same game. Okay, nothing changed. I want that golf club to just be higher res. That's it. That's it. You don't get new content. You don't get the multiplayer with it. You will pay for those things separately. Pay for your games.
This guy's
pay for your remasters.
This guy's
pay for your remakes.
Well,
yes, Sony should keep doing this.
Well, the thing
and I've
is,
heard a lot of people say, "Oh, Sony is just being, they're creatively lazy,
like
now,
lazy.
man. Oh, they're creatively lazy. They're bankrupt. Look at them being so arrogant." Yes, let them. This
terrible.
Is one of my favorite games on the planet. You're not taking this away from me. Let them be. If this is laziness, I want them to be fucking lethargic.
He said,
I want them to be comatose. All right. I want them to be basically medically, clinically dead. Okay, let them remake my favorite games. I want God of War Ragnarok on the PS5, even though it's already on the PS5. I want it remade for the PS5. I want them to charge full price for it and come up with a new collector's edition. This time, it will be the spear instead of the hammer. Pay for your games, motherfuckers. And don't tell companies what to do or what to make. If you don't like it, shut the fuck up. Don't buy it. If you do like it, shut the fuck up, buy it.
I can't even damn.
Either way, shut the fuck up.
This is just too much.
Stop telling creators what they should create for you. Because you're not the creator. If you don't like it, go make your own fucking game yourself.
Go do it. Correct. Extreme is 100% correct about this.
This is not even.
I'll give you a true example. Xbox with their games. They released a ton of games. Everybody on the internet was saying how good they are, but nobody bought them. And they pivoted to Game Pass.
I don't have a room.
Hey.
This is... Yo, I don't even know how to... Hey. Listen,
what's going on here?
Listen. All I was going to say is I don't really care because apparently people are buying the remaster. It's in 2023. It's the 12th best... The game came out in September last year. And it's the 12th best-selling game in 2023, so I gave up. I'm like, listen, apparently, everybody's like Extreme. Yeah, I can't do nothing, man. Listen,
I tell the truth.
I mean, it's like you said, the biggest way to speak to these companies is with your wallet. People are buying it.
That's the message. That's the message I was going to say, right? My message was really saying, if you're the guys that are tired of these remasters, right, or remakes, whatever, right? If you're on the opposite spectrum of Extreme, right? I'm on the opposite spectrum. I don't mind the remasters, but if you really want new games to take hold, then you got to do what Jaybari says: buy your goddamn games. Don't say you want it, and then when the games come out, you don't buy them and play them. You will never win. People, everybody, you know what? Yo, J-Bar, ain't this funny? Everybody's complaining about the remakes, yet that motherfucker is there as one of the top selling games in 2023. Yet the new shit that people want, they don't buy. How the fuck that works? How that fucking works? Like, yo, how is that shit working? Like, yo, Returnal, to me, when people talk about the Sony template and movie games and walking and I don't know if gameplay, I'm like, yo, like literally Returnal is possibly one of the most challenging new games with pure gameplay, old school style. You know, you got to know the patterns, you got to learn the game, and it's probably the most challenging game between Xbox and PlayStation first party. Returnal's probably that one game that's probably the challenging out of all of them, and hardly anyone bought it. So how the hell are so many gamers asking for challenging games, for great gameplay and all this stuff?
They lying to themselves.
And then the one goddamn game that does it, to me, at least from a first party perspective between Microsoft and Sony, Returnal's the best example of that game. It's everything. And they didn't buy it, bro. They didn't buy it. Mm-hmm. They even added multiplayer for co-op. Still won't buy it. Like, yo.
Multiplayer from PlayStation. Returnal got multiplayer with co-op. They don't play that mode. They don't play.
No, I mean? It's crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, yo, for those who bought it and played it, man, y'all the chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? But the majority, man, I don't hear that noise, bro. Y'all talk about Sony template. That shit's 12, bro. Number 12. You know, and I'm not mad at it. I'm like, yo, I'm surprised that shit's still kicking. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. So, listen, I'm not arguing against Benjamin Franklin. In the context is the money. Benjamin Franklin is the face of a $100 bill in America. I'm not gonna have an argument with the dude. The dude's gonna beat your ass in a debate every single goddamn time.
And we would have done it if we were seeing
Can't do it, bro.
They're double dipping. Like when season 2 comes out, this game's gonna be ready to grab and catch all those people that haven't played the second one. You know, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. For games I love, I would never be upset of them remastering or remaking it. Do they necessarily need to do it? No. I said the same thing with part 1. They don't need to do a remake or whatnot. But for me personally, I love The Last of Us. So if they do recreate like a remaster or a remake for it for part 2, I'll be there day one. I'll be, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit down here. A lot of people talking about, yeah, you can go do it. I'll be there. And I'm pretty sure a majority of the people that be claiming that they, like you said, like they be claiming that, oh, we don't need this. They shouldn't do this. They'll be buying it day 1 too, playing it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
can I address that? Listen, they do need these remakes and remasters because it's guaranteed money. Okay, and if we're going to have them make 100 and 200 million dollar bets, knowing that some of those are going to fail, they need some guaranteed money. And the second thing is that they use The Last of Us Part 1 to train a lot of the new developers into using their systems. So who is saying that they're not using The Last of Us Part 2 to do the same as well? If we need this talent to get up really quickly to Naughty Dog level, and we don't have time for them to take 10 years to become really good at this shit, they are going to need projects that are already done, that they know that they're going to have the return on investment, and that they'll be able to take that money in order to actually go ahead and put it back into new
PlayStation is known for doing that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that makes perfect sense. Only thing is, I look at the track record of Naughty Dog. Like I feel like their output is a little bit slower than the typical PlayStation developer. So like it looks weird optically. Remaster for Last of Us Part 2. Meanwhile, you haven't put out any new project, and a multiplayer project that was promised during that time the game came out. So you know what I mean? That's the only thing I can see is viewed it as that's why I'm saying like it's not necessarily needed. I get that from a development standpoint, and like they get to it's like the tools of the trade, right? Here's a masterpiece of a game. Here's a game that set the bar. You're working on it. You're gonna learn all these skills from working on the game. But Naughty Dog do need to put out new content as well, in my opinion. I feel
but
like
that's a separate issue, right? We don't go to like Penguin House Publishing and be like, oh, you remastered like Anne of Green Gables again, right? Like, when was the last time you put out a new classic tale? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we understand that the current publishing, what they are doing today with new authors and new artists and everything, that is separate from their need to like re-release something that they know is going to be a mega hit. Like, we don't go to whoever publishes Harry Potter. Like, oh, when was the last time that you worked with a brand new fantasy author? No, we don't. We're just, okay, you remastered or you re-release a new edition of Harry Potter because you know that's going to make you money, because you will then be able to take that money and put it to publishing new stuff. And yes, it could be 10 years since they actually have created something to satisfy fantasy readers, sorry. So it's like, yeah, I understand that Naughty Dog as a publisher has left gamers in a state where they're like, listen, we want to see your new stuff. Like, we're tired of just seeing new, old versions of the things that we've already had. I understand that frustration, but I feel like projects like these are separate. I don't think that The Last of Us Part 2 remake, if it is true, has taken away significant time and significant development, like capacity, away from the new stuff that they were making.
Yeah, the developers for the Last of Us Part 1 remake, they even said themselves on like a dev diary that they use this as a way to like improve their skills and also the engine, to test stuff with the engine. So
exactly.
You're correct, Extreme. Not everybody's working on it, but certain people are, to be like to learn how the engine works, learn how they do stuff, and also whatever revision of that engine they are on now, they take those features and they put them in there. Because The Last of Us Part 1 is technically an improved engine over The Last of Us 2, which this is what they said.
But yeah, exactly. So it's like, these things are necessary, guys, just because you don't see the business realities that drive it. And I understand the frustration as gamers being like, listen, that PlayStation Showcase did not satisfy the need for us to be satisfied with what first party has, to be able to see the things in front of us. But at the same time, when we see these moves, it's like, look, guys, we can hold two things to be true at once. You can want more Naughty Dog games, more announcements of what is new and what is current. And at the same time, you can also be okay or make whatever decision you want to make about part two. And it's like if you buy it, great. If you don't buy it, also great. Like this, if this isn't for you, it's not for you. Just let people like me and J Dub that are going to enjoy having this game made again because it's our thing and we love it. You know, let us have a moment.
Hell no.
Let me have my.
Let me do some super chat real quick. Let me do some super chat. We got JFK TV. My brother says, Manan got calves that could choke a thick neck peanut butter drinker. Easy. But
Street Fighter, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, she reminded me of Sagat from when Street Fighter 4 came out, like OP to the max, bro. I'm telling you, all your Manan fight, they're gonna nerf the shit out of her. Prepare for it, bro, because she is OP, bro. Craziness, like the way Jaybari says. But yeah, Returnal was my 2021 Game of the Year and is the best next gen exclusive, man. That was my 2021 Game of the Year. Absolutely. And then we got strong jawline Herman. What the? He said, I think he's asking you a question, Jay. He says, is Ratchet gonna work on my deck, Jay?
Yes, it's gonna work. That's why that's what the very low part of the preset is for. It's for like the mobile stuff. They all have SSDs already. They all have fast.
Oh, they have SSDs. Okay.
Yeah. They have SSDs integrated. It'll be really funny though if it does run off of the SD card that you put under the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck doesn't have direct storage, right? Which is what the PC is using for their hard drives. That's where the hard drive can run well-ish, is because they have direct storage. And I think direct storage isn't even supported by all GPUs. The GPU has to support a certain protocol for it to work. So we'll see. But it'll run on the Steam Deck, yeah.
Yo, somebody reminded me in the chat when I was mad because nobody bought Hellblade. And I was like, wait a minute, where's that video at? And there it is. The only one. That's right. No, so do you see this? Listen. So to the chat, go look at this. So this was me. I was in my bag for an hour. I think I was drunk too. Mad as hell. And then this, you got to listen to this podcast. You see all these names? This was when it was Google Hangouts. All of these dudes with damage control. I was by myself. All these dudes was beating me down, saying Shadow Unexpected more than 250k sales. Boy, that shit was, it was fun times back then. It was good times. Yeah, y'all should go back to the archive and check these two out. It's hilarious. I'm telling you, Google Hangouts was crazy back then. It was craziness. But anyway, hey, let me talk to my last topic. Right?
I remember that show.
Yo, that shit was crazy, bro. I was like, 500k? We take a shit for 500k. But anyway, my last topic, all right? Let me bring this up. So we're going to talk about Forspoken. So I'm glad Jay's here, right? So apparently Forspoken got another update, right? Digital Foundry covered it, right? And it has a lot of quality life. Let me accept all cookies. I'll bring
features,
quality life features. But the main improvements is like lighting, resolution, and frame rate. Improved frame rate, all that stuff, right? Obviously they try to be a bunch of cocks. Forspoken does final update fix the game's technical, and is the game worth playing now versus Final Fantasy? How about you play both?
What?
Like, why would they say that, man? They try to say some bullshit, right?
That's to pull the people into the video.
Yeah, you play both, right? But anyway, right? The good news is the issues appear to have been resolved in 1.2 with a steady 30 FPS in quality in RT modes and 60 FPS during the vast majority of combat. Forspoken includes 120 Hz of each of his 3 modes with quality. So all types of improvements. So here's my thing right here, right? This is my thing. When you play a game of day one, obviously you pay your $70, you play a game, and then there's going to be people who choose not to buy the game, right? Now, the advantage and the main benefit of waiting, maybe there's some bugs. I can understand that. If there's bugs, glitches, issues, all right, I got that. That I get. So the advantage of waiting is all the bugs are fixed and you get a game at a cheaper cost. $20, $30, $40, whatever, right? But I'm starting to notice that that's not the only advantage. They are also getting the better version of the game, which is annoying the hell out of me, right? It's more than like if you fix bugs and cheaper price. I got that. I done that too for games I didn't really want to play. But then when I finally wanted to play it, I ended up buying for $20 and all the bugs got fixed, right? But I'm seeing now that more and more, little by little, it's not just bugs fixed, they just generally releasing a better game. So I'm like, why not just delay the sucker for 4 or 5 months and release the game as intended for the audience that's willing to pay the $70? Like, little by little, it's getting harder and harder to justify the $70 when you're starting to see just the better version of the game that's coming out months later, simply because they refuse to delay the game. Like, somebody who, J-Bar, I'll start with you. Talk to me. Is this bugging out? Like, is this getting weird? Because this is more than just patches now. Like, they're literally releasing the better game, which they can do if they delay it. That way, when you pay $70, you're playing this version, not the version we played. I beat this game, and it's a good game, right? But I'd rather play this version day one than the version I got for $70.
I definitely feel you on that, but this is the day and age that we live in. When it comes to like updates for games, you're always going to get a better version of the game later on. Like a game like, say, a God of War, which, you know, pretty much launched, you know, feature set wise complete. You know, there was no like crazy bug issues. Performance was great. There's going to be a patch update coming, you know, at a later, you know, version of the game that's going to improve upon the game. So that's just how, you know, we're at in video games. Like, if you look at the past, you know, in the older days, like, say, you know, a game would come out, it would come out buggy and messed up and all that stuff. You would have to wait for the next iteration of that game to get that game, you know, that's in a better quality or better light or whatnot.
But we're all miserable.
Now it's just like a patch update.
It just annoys the fuck out of me, man.
I definitely get it though. Because like when I look at Forspoken launched feature set as well.
I think you played it like day one, so it was even worse. Like, I played it like 3 weeks later, so they already had the update to improve a lot of the issues. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why I played I bought a game day one, but then I was on job assignment and I didn't want to play it at the hotel at 1080p. You know, I wanted the bells and whistles, so I waited. By the time
Forspoken is a game where they're just improving upon the features that was launched with the game. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we're just adding VRR now, or we're just doing this later on.
Yeah.
They're just improving upon what they already had established on the game. Like, there's other games I feel like say, I think was it Horizon? I think Horizon Forbidden West. I would be more inclined to agree with you on that, because that's a game where launch wise it's completely different than, you know, the VRR patch update that didn't launch day one with. You know what I mean? Where it does improve the game substantially overall. You know what I mean? That game is just running smooth as butter.
Yeah, I forgave that because Sony didn't have the VRR at the time Horizon came out. In fact, I remember that was a conversation because they updated Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man, and Horizon with VRR. But at the time, they didn't have VR. Once they enabled VRR, they retroactively updated those games. But I did make a point that God of War should launch all this stuff, because they have it and the game is not coming out for another 5 months. And I remember there's some damage control. And I'm like, yo, these dudes are goddamn weird, bro. Like, make Sony, like, we claim Sony's the best. Make them be the best. Like, but anyway, but luckily they did. They launched God of War with all the features, and that's been their model, which is cool and stuff. But this is annoying me because this stuff could be resolved with just a delay. They could just delay it, do what they gotta do, and then launch the game. And I mean, put it this way: if this game right now would have launched day one like this, what we have today, it would have been received better, at least from a technical performance.
I think it would have been received better, but if people.
There were some issues.
It was already hated on before the game.
I don't think the bugs is what people hated.
People are hating on this game. This game could have came out how you saying right now. People still had an issue with it, because most of the people that have issue with this game, they're not even playing it, so they can't even talk about performance. They can't even talk about anything like that.
They just saw clips.
From an outside looking in perspective.
Yeah, like, but when you advertise bad performance, that shit trends. That shit gets out of hand. Whether you play it or not.
Forspoken, nobody talked about that.
Had like bad performance.
Yeah, they did with performance. They absolutely did.
No, but the majority of the
they
shit
didn't.
talk wasn't the performance. It was the.
It didn't. They do what they normally do, right?
Yeah.
In the 120 frame mode, they're gonna say, "Oh, it dips down to 720."
Yeah.
I mean, you know the same
Yeah, I know.
fanboy shit that goes on, right? I mean, that's just the day and age. That's just what it is. But we do have to decipher the fanboys, right, from what's actually happening. Like, for example, I was day one Forspoken. I was the spokesperson for Forspoken, telling everybody it's a great fucking game. Go out, buy it, support it. I played it, I beat it, got the DLC, everything else, right? So, but the standards of that game, playing it from A to Z was there day one. It wasn't any groundbreaking bugs or anything like that. Now, over time, just like other games, right? They're going to add other features. They're going to refine it, fix some stuff. They're going to add VRR. They're going to add this and that and all, and make the game overall better. We've been seeing that this generation. So I agree with you.
It's annoying, man.
I hate to say it.
It's annoying, bro.
I just think with this generation going forward, these companies are going to say, "Hey, listen, we got to drop this game. We have so much time that we have to do for this game. We can add quality of life things afterwards, but we got to put it out there, make this money, move on to the next project, do this and do that. We have to throw the game out. Yes, we could delay the game for 6 months, but you know what? You're probably going to have bugs in 6 months. You're probably going to, and I'm speaking from a gamer perspective of what I understand of what developers go through based on what they've said. I'm not giving them a pass. I would like the game to be 100%. I'm different. If a game is playable from A to Z without any groundbreaking bugs, I think that's okay. Now, the adding VRR and other stuff and other modes and stuff, even the new games plus modes, after the fact, I don't have a problem with that. Because I bought a game, I got to play it from A to Z, and there was no groundbreaking bugs. There was nothing preventing me from playing that game, and it's solid, right? Anything above that, after the fact that they add to that is quality of life, I'm okay with that because I understand in 2023 going forward, that's just what games. It's on the PC, it's on Nintendo, it's on Xbox. That's just gaming in general.
Can I respond to
what I do agree with Porter Rock on, I am against having incomplete fucking games or even broken games day one, and you sell it to me for $70 or for full price, and then say, guess what? We'll fix it later. One of my favorite games, Days Gone. I was adamant about that game. I understood why I got the criticism. Right? It did have some game rendering bugs that prevented me from progressing in the game and stuff like that. And so it got what it got. Yes, they were able to go and fix it after the fact and stuff like that, but it got the reception that it got, and it was their fault. Do not release your game if it's not in a state that you want gamers to have, and that's just what it is. And I do believe that Forspoken and other games like that were released in a complete fashion, where anything after that is all to the good.
Yeah, because Forspoken, what people are misconstruing is that Digital Foundry in their analysis video, they was like, in this specific area, in this specific mode, the resolution can drop to 720p, and people was like, "Oh my god,
50 people on the screen." Yeah,
that wasn't the case with Forspoken. I think performance in the game, it launched very well because everything that you wanted in a next gen game, it had. Like a game like Star Wars,
instant loading, 3D audio, the different modes, the performance modes. Yes, it launched with all of it.
Like to be more on the I agree with P Rock more on that point. I don't think Forspoken is like the best example for it. I think like Fallen Order or whatever it's called, that's the better
Jedi Survivors.
Jedi Survivors.
Because that game, I stopped playing that game because of the performance is that bad. I'm hearing that it's getting better and better and better, but that game was not ready for launch.
Yeah, people are still waiting for that game to get fixed.
Yeah.
Hey, Extreme, you gonna say something?
I'm gonna push back. I'm gonna push back on what this guy said, okay? Because I also bought Forspoken day one. Actually, it's technically day zero compared to you guys, because I'm ahead in time, right? So I was there. I was there on the ground floor. Okay, listen.
He bought it in winter. We bought it in summer.
Exactly. Listen, or was it the opposite? Who cares? Listen. Forspoken had issues. Forspoken had major issues. Maybe it wasn't like performance-wise or resolution, because that's not really something that I count. But I played it on my OLED, top of the line panel and everything. The HDR was broken. The lighting in this game, for something called the Luminous engine, lighting was garbage.
There was no luminous. It was not illuminating. The luminous was not illuminating.
It was not illuminated properly. What can I say? Okay, listen. It had major issues. Forspoken still has issues. From a game design perspective, I have my gripes with it. Forspoken had a great amount of issues that were not related to just frame rates or resolutions or performance modes. Okay, they had those too, but it had issues. So let me go into this. Listen. 90% of the games that come out need a delay. But guess what? The company isn't going to do it. So it is on you, as a person that buys the game, to either put in the delay yourself, or to accept that in 6 months after you've played it, that game will be objectively better than the thing that you purchased. Okay? This is just a reality. It's not one that you have to accept, because, for example, I haven't bought Star Wars Jedi Survivor because I did my research, that this game was not performing up to par, and also I kind of think that Star Wars Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor kind of overblown, whatever. But the point is that objectively, I thought that it would not give me the experience that I want, not for my money, but for my time. Because the one thing that is more precious than your money, I don't care how much you buy the game for, okay? It's your time. And if a game experience is not worthy of your time because of concerns of things that you believe will be patched, then you should give that game a wait. Give it a delay. You will also coincidentally probably buy it for a lower price, so you win on that as well. But for me, it's not a price conversation. It is it worth my time conversation. Because if you do not love Forspoken as much as I did, then it was not worth your time to experience bad HDR and bad audio sound.
The thing is with the HDR complaint is that that was fixed during the demo before the game.
No, it wasn't. I played it during the demo. No. I played it during the demo, and I played it on the first game, and I can tell you that it is heaps better. I even took screenshots because I couldn't believe how bad it was. Because I was like,
I think that was an exclusive feature for people with TCL TVs, bro. My brother needed.
We gotta get Jaybari. We gotta hook my brother up. He said that's TCL.
Yeah, don't that Westinghouse.
That's what
trust me. Somebody,
color time.
For somebody that speaks to the developer, Forspoken, the game HDR wise, for the demo especially, yes, it was horrible. But that was something that they addressed before the game.
No. Trust me. I played it on day zero, man. I played it on the day. I played it after numerous patches. It still wasn't fixed. In fact, last time I checked was about a month ago. I still didn't like the HDR presentation because I go through something like Forbidden West.
I told you, man, it's your TV, HDR, brother.
And listen, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. I have a Sony A80K LJ. I have a K. I have a J. I have a J. So that is the top of the line.
No, I'm not saying that you
should have bought the K, brother.
But the point is, listen, guys. You're not going to push back on this. The HDR was still broken. It was better. It was improved than the demo, but it still wasn't up to scratch. And they've made it better, right?
Yeah. So, I'm not. The thing is, before the game came out, the game was just washed out completely. During the demo, they fixed the HDR, and it was completely way better.
It was way better, but it still wasn't the best.
He says better, but it's trash still. No, whatever.
Exactly. Thank you, P1. Thank you. Sometimes I need translation. So my British accent, you know. So listen. These games, they need to be delayed. Okay, you don't have to buy your games on day one unless you suffer from FOMO or you're a content creator. It is up to you as an individual to say, is this worth my time? I don't care about your money. Do whatever you want with your money. You should care about your time more, because your time is the thing you're not going to get back. And I think you should not be playing a game that does not give you the experience that you find acceptable. So for whatever reason that it is, if it's like, no, the story isn't good enough, fine, don't play it. If it is the performance isn't up to scrap and it needs a few patches through, then wait until it gets the patches before you purchase it, because it will also indicate to these companies, if they say like, oh, look, Cyberpunk released, okay, the way that it did, and let's pretend that people were smart and they did not just go out and buy it. Let's say that they waited until like patch number 4 to then buy it en masse. Then it will send a message to the industry like, no, we will wait until you have created something that is competent before we give you, the accolades of our money and our time. But a lot of people, unfortunately, they will just go and buy whatever is shiny and new, and then they will want to come back and then complain like, oh, look, it's improved now. It's always going to improve later. So whatever floor you get in on, whatever time you get into the experience, that is completely up to you. But know that whatever experience, whatever time you, even if you get in 2 years later, there's a chance that 2 months after you got in, they give like a major patch that's going to make things even better. So it's not a matter of how long should you wait. It's a matter of, does this provide me an experience that I find acceptable for my time?
Let me piggyback off that, because that I'm gonna segue to this point, right? So how long before, because if this is becoming the norm, right? People adopt to norms, right? When you condition something, you say, hey, this is how we do things, then the consumer will adapt to that reality, right? So how long before gamers realize, you know what? This is consistently happening. So now, unless you are one of my most trusted games that I really need to play, I'm no longer going to invest into these new IPs day one. I'm going to just wait the months because I know they're going to improve it months later. So unless you're a Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, unless you're a God of War or you're a game made by a big trusted studio, I'm not messing with you. I'll just play your game later because I know what's going to end up happening. So how long does, because if like the industry, you see what I'm saying? Unless you're a big trusted game, they'd be like any new IP that's not from a big trusted name, yeah, I could wait. I don't need to worry about this.
Here's the thing. Here's why that's not going to happen, because majority of the games that come out broken, lately,
are the big ones
been from the biggest. Yeah, have been from the big guys. The smaller indie games don't really have problems when they come out, and if they do, they're kind of small that they don't really get that traction of like, yo, what the fuck, right? Good. So a majority of the broken games have been from the big studios, like EA with Battlefield and Star Wars had, they both came out broken and stuff, and then Forspoken and so on. The list goes on, basically.
You know what? So, just put it on Game Pass.
I will tell you this. Bro. Here's how I think about it. As a base level, minimum of 6 weeks. No, 3 weeks. At a base level, for everybody, give at least a 3-week delay. Because reviewers are shit. They're untrustworthy. Even when it's not like a game performance issue or something, it will be something like Diablo 4. Where it's like, oh, people talk about it and then it's great and it gets amazing review scores. But then as gamers start to play, they start experiencing certain things that are like, wow, the microtransactions are really high. Or wow, this particular season is going to work in this particular way where I have to make a brand new character every single time. Like, there's just fundamental information that you often need that you're not going to get from reviews, even when the game is technically sound. So at the base level, unless you're a trusted studio to me, you get at least 3 weeks for gamers to actually have input. Then, from there on, you just kind of like rank publishers, in your mind as to how much of a delay. For me, EA and Ubisoft, at least 6 months. Like, honestly, I don't trust these guys. I talked about it last week. I don't trust EA at all. I'm going to give you at least 6 months to get your shit in order. Somebody like CG Project Red, at least 2 years. Fuck them.
Okay? Oh, shit. Okay, so I want to speak on this. So I think to go back to your first question of this topic, P-Rack, you saying why don't they just delay the game? I think we had this conversation last week about budget of games being so high and so on, right? So obviously I'm not a developer, so I'm just sort of guesstimating here, talking out of my ass. I would love if the developer is hearing this and they can come in or just leave a comment explaining exactly how things go on. But I think the reason why they don't just delay a game is because obviously not only they're going to continue inflating this budget, but they also, the budget doesn't only apply to the developers working on the game, which I assume is all of them that are just like honing in, trying to fix all these bugs, but also the countless amounts of time that you're going to have to prepare for more marketing for whenever the new release date comes out, right? Versus if they release the game now as it is, I assume, right, they take most of the developers out of that game and they just leave a skeleton crew to work on the bugs and fixes and stuff like that. They don't have to market the game anymore, and all they have to worry about is like 10 people or so to just work on these bugs and fixes for the game, while the rest of the people are doing another IP or game that they have a projection for that's going to make a lot more money, right? That's why I think they don't just delay the game, because it kind of gave context to what we talked about last week about the budgets and stuff, and how they just don't delay games because it costs too much to delay a game.
I mean, the don't delay the game is a simple answer. It's a business. You know what I mean? They got projections. They got to make quotas. They're not going to delay the game because within their financial reports and whatnot, they want to make sure that this amount is there or this quota is there. The gamer side, we don't care about that bullshit. But at the end of the day, we forget that it's a business.
All right. Hey, I just want to say that. So, hey, I think that's it. We hit all the topics. We're gonna do our outros. All right, we're gonna take it from the top. Call me Jay.
Yo, thank you for having me again. It's good as always, and I don't have much to say other than recommending another game for the chat. Well, first of all, chat, hit the like button, please. Let's get up to 200. Vamos.
Ándale.
Yeah, ándale. The game recommendation that I got is for stealth people that like stealth games. Is a game called Stakes: Master of Shadows. It's
I saw
game
that
came out on PS4.
Yeah. I remember that.
I played it way back, and I just didn't like it. I love stealth games, but I played it and I was like, I'm not feeling this. But then I replayed it a couple years ago in 2019, and I love it. It's one of the best. My favorite franchise is Splinter Cell. No game can touch Splinter Cell, and that game is up there. That's how good it is.
Listen,
the Master of Shadows and the sequel to it, they're both fantastic games. So if you're into stealth games, hit up those games. It's on consoles.
Metal Gear destroys Splinter Cell. Hey! You remember those battles? Metal Gear versus Splinter Cell.
Hey, Splinter Cell had crouching before Metal Gear. All right?
That shit was that's just crazy. That shit was awesome. All right, Extreme, what's going on, my brother?
That's it.
Yo, listen, guys, pay for your games, okay?
He says, buy every remaster the remake, and the remaster on the same console, and buy it.
Nah, listen. You don't have to buy whatever you don't want to buy, okay? But listen. Let the art form flourish, okay? So that it is respected. And we get these games as a matter of course, all right? And don't complain about shit. If you don't support it, don't buy it. If you do support it, buy it. I'm not telling you what price you should buy it at. I'm not telling you when to buy it. But I'm telling you to vote with your wallet, because that's the only time that these companies will listen to you. Okay? So if you are opposite of me, if you're like Emmanuel, I do not want remakes and remasters. I do not want God of War's director's cut for Ragnarok on PS5, which I do. Okay? So I'm asking for it.
And he's going to buy it.
And I'm going to buy it for full price. I don't need discounted gaming. Okay? That's on Xbox. You can go over there. They will give you plenty of discounts. All right? And you'll have a discounted gaming life.
Right.
But if you are the opposite of me, if you disagree with me, then don't buy it. But either way, shut the fuck up and buy it and let me enjoy my games, okay? Because I'm here for it. All right.
Hey, let me do one more super chat that snuck in. Movie. Extremes Boy says, can I play GTA Online modded server on Steam Deck? I think Jay just left. Man, that would have been a good Jay question.
He can answer in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, Jay, you still in the chat? I don't know. Jay's our resident PC master race.
Exactly. People think he's a pony, but actually,
he's a PC. He's a PC dude.
Excited he gets about talking about PC. Oh my god.
Yeah, from like 5 years ago and shit. Fucking these PC gamers, bro. Anyway, it's good talking to you, Bari, bro. One part of the dynamic duo with Persona. What's up, PlayStation? And I'll say it again, the best PlayStation podcast on YouTube. What's going on, my brother?
Yes, sir, man. Yo, great show, guys. I agree 100%. Buy your games. Support your hobby. And if you got PSVR 2, go and play Synapse. Amazing game.
Wonderful.
All right. And of course, your only friend is YouTube Streets, Portorock77. I hope you enjoyed the show. On your way out, hit the like button. Truly appreciate it. Don't forget to retweet this out. Put it on your favorite social media platforms, wherever you at. There's so many now. I can't even keep up. But anyway, I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hey, we'll see you guys next week. I will also drop another PlayStation Method video Thursday. Try to keep it consistent. But anyway, until then, I truly appreciate you guys. Love y'all, bro. Love my family. Love my friends. Love my fellow gamers. Mad respect. You guys take care. Good night.